Well, it's it's going about as well as it could go.
Okay.
Apparently, Ice-T has completed his Solstice armor. So, yeah, so now we really have to finish it because I'm not getting outdone by Ice-T. Okay? He needs to stop. He needs to stay put, just collect them, Law and Order, royal residual checks every time it, comes back on the. He needs to chill, okay? He out here grinding, getting his full legendary set. Excuse me, at final level on Twitter. Damn. So no. Now we have to do it. Nope.
It seems like we do.
Cannot be outdone.
If only to one-up Ice-T.
We gotta one-up Ice-T, I'm sorry. Tonight on the expert playlist, we will have to beat Ice-T at his own game.
Okay. I think we can do this. I think this is doable.
I'm just saying. I'm just working my shoulder. I'm trying to loosen it up a bit.
Okay. Well, I have this map that's right here on IO, and I can't find the...
Oh, because you're in the wrong place.
Oh, okay.
I know this because I did the same thing. So...
Oh, okay.
Say hello to the people.
Hello,
There
peeps.
you go. There you go.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Welcome to the expert playlist.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
So, we have to do this patrol first because we can't fast travel while a mission's active. So,
all right. Well, we just kill some
goblins.
I guess.
Need some goblins. Need some goblin deaths.
Plenty of them over here.
25 of these things.
Yeah.
25. Good lord.
25. Goddamn.
Like,
I figured, it might, while I was already down here, why not do a patrol?
that's effing bananas.
I gotta do a bunch of them.
That's
Yeah.
effing banananese. Okay. There are at max 3 patrols per instance.
Really?
Yes. We have to do 25 of these things.
That's too many.
So it's a bit much.
Why is it so grindy?
I mean, you gotta earn it, but I feel like if any objective needed a tweak, it was definitely this one. Why? Why? Why do you know? I don't even see the significance of doing 25.
I don't get that either.
And why on IO of all places?
Like, why?
I think they would have picked a place that has a lot of has a lot of mini instances in it, like the EDZ or EDZ is pretty huge.
Yeah.
That's a nice big map. So is Nessus. Nessus is a place with a lot of like little instances in it. That would have been cool, but why IO of all places? Why IO? All right, wait. There's another salvage mission over there. Might as well while we're here, right? I mean, these things respawn every time you fast travel around anyway, so.
Okay.
It's not even as hard. It's not hard. Not
A
really.
power failure has just wiped out hours of my research. I need samples from the field to regain lost time.
Robot rocks. Someone on the team likes staff. What? You know what? This whole thing where you take me, I'm gonna start biting you for that. I'm laughing at something, and then you'll laugh, and I'm like, what are you laughing at? Are we laughing at it for the same reason? What are you laughing at? What?
Well, you made a joke and I
What
laughed.
joke did I make? All I did was say robot rocks.
You were like,
What's the joke?
But you,
What am I laughing at? What
That
am
is
I
the-
laughing at?
Should I not
What am
laugh?
I laughing at?
Isn't it a Daft Punk joke?
But why? Why?
What? Why? What? Why should I laugh? Okay, I will not laugh at any of your jokes in
No,
the
I'm
future.
just being hyper. I feel like I'm becoming hypersensitive to you doing the same thing I do a lot. I think.
Okay, well, get
I
over
don't
it.
want to get over it. Be original.
I am original. I'm the original.
Like a mirror.
You're a mirror.
See what I mean? Even your comebacks are
No.
mirrors. Alright, crap. So, as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
we have to travel to the Lost Oasis. What you're looking for
Okay.
is actually the entrance is on the opposite side. Yeah, it looks like it's in the middle, but not that middle. There's like a cave with a thing. How's the grind been treating you?
Alright. Okay. You know, I'm a little intimidated by, let's see, 200 super final blows?
I don't see why.
I mean, alright, because there's 200 of them.
Kill a bunch of things with a super.
And you know what else I discovered, which I was not aware of? Apparently, I don't have all of my abilities unlocked. I guess it's because I decided I didn't like this version of the super. You know, the arc super for the warlock that's basically just a giant concentrated beam.
You don't
of
like
arc.
the Chaos Reach?
I mean, that seems like a...
That's a really good super.
I don't
That's
like
a really
it,
good
no.
super that does a lot of damage. I mean, you're lost?
Yeah, but not if you want to kill a bunch of things.
Well, yeah, I mean, every super does have its purpose. That's why sometimes you see me using different
Yeah.
supers all the
That
time.
horrible
Yeah.
interference again. I trust you remember what to do.
Yeah, you know, I'm just not crazy about it. And I guess I just didn't use it enough, because I didn't unlock all the stuff. So I have it equipped now, so I can unlock it. Because I'm sure there's a triumph.
Yeah, I mean, you should have been using it anyway. You just don't decide to just ignore a huge chunk of the game. It's like, what? Why? Why? It's like you've been exclusively a warlock for like 5, 6 years. I mean, you're just leaving gameplay on the table. Just leaving gameplay on the table. Alright, I think it's this way. I don't know. I can't see your treasure map, so I'm just kind of going based on vague memories.
Where you went before?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's this way though.
Yeah. Okay. Ah!
Yeah, it's this way.
Okay.
Yeah, have fun with the Chaos Reach. It's,
So wait,
it's a nice,
you
it's a
went
nice
in...
super. Yes, it is.
well, I don't see the entrance.
You don't?
Go up this
You
way?
don't
I
see.
hope
You don't
so.
see this giant. You don't see this giant cave opening.
Well, I see a cave.
Look for me. I don't know what you're doing.
I hope I'm in the
Yeah,
right
looks
cave.
like you're in the. You might be in the wrong one, but if you insist, I'll just wait here for you.
Okay, well, why did you run ahead
You were standing
then?
right next to me, hon. All you did was take a wrong left turn. Just look for my name and come back here. What? I mean, what the fuck? Look
Oh,
on your
what's
map
this?
for the green dot that is me.
Alright,
Alright.
Dude. Alright.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go do a patrol while you're off doing that.
Okay.
Hey, you insist you're in the right place, so I'll see you when you get tired of that.
I didn't say that. I said I was going to catch up with you.
Ikora has
Looks like
asked
you're
me to
fighting
analyze
things.
enemy combat
Oh, there
strategies.
you are, over there.
For that,
Looks
I
like you're
need
fighting
data.
stuff, collecting treasure
Seek
chests.
conflict.
I was... Okay, so which way is this? Oh, okay. Alright, just let me know
Stop
when
being
you're ready.
snarky and just follow me. Is being snarky helping? Is it helping you find it? No? Alright, follow me then.
Did you go up or around?
I mean, I'd draw you a map if I could, but I'd say just look at where my name is and then follow it.
I don't know, I was trying to figure out if you had gone in a cave or... Never mind, let's do it.
I mean, I wouldn't wait in the cave. I wouldn't be that mean to you. But I'm outside the cave. Alright, alright. Olympus would be this way.
Yeah, giant hammer.
Hey. It's a good flashlight in the clutch. Alright, so it's usually, though don't quote me on that. I know it's in here, but again, I can't see where it is, but I think it's usually over here. It's in this cave.
Okay.
Just keep an eye out for a blue glow. I think it's right there, actually. It's usually over there.
Oh, I see it. It's right here. Yeah, I found it.
Nice bit of misdirection there. Alright, that's another patrol.
Yeah, that's just like the nabas. Yes!
Anything here? I don't think so. I'm sitting on a bunch of those bounties, though, so. Don't quote me on that. Oh, yeah, no. The EDZ,
No?
Nessus, no. Defeat enemies, ooh. Oh gosh, I need 2 more. These menagerie bounties make me clench. Got him. Yeah.
Really?
Because you gotta do them without dying. So this one is like, oh, defeat enemies
yeah.
with abilities without dying. And there's like 20 of them. Complete public events in the Dreaming City without
I
dying.
wish all these... Yeah.
Sam?
I said I wish all these like scanny thingies like actually added up to
Add up to some, you know, light lore.
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, you wanna do some EAZ things?
Okay. Yes, I
Alright,
do.
Did you get your bounties already?
Not yet. Nope. I'm gonna go to the tower for 30 seconds.
Only if there isn't a... Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We got some patrols done. I feel good about it. Some of these things are just nutty.
I know,
Yeah,
progress.
3 out of 25.
Yeah.
3 out of 25. Love
Progress, okay?
it. Love it.
Progress. That is progress.
Yeah.
That is.
So I found out what the
progress.
patch, what today's patch, or I'm sorry, what Tuesday's patch did. So it fixed. Okay, so the Micro Mini apparently has a new engine that makes a funny noise.
Okay.
The EAZ mini bosses objective was tweaked to 50, and defeating the boss gives you 5. So that objective is a lot easier to
great.
finish.
Okay.
And
Yes, sure.
I think that's it actually. Yeah, I think that's all it did. That's all it did. So
Okay.
it fixed a little bit of solsticey things, but you know, for the most part, it's still the same crab. You still got to get your feet dirty.
Okay.
Still got to throw yourself into them
Gotta get your-
trenches. Yeah. Into them trenches.
Okay. Into them trenches.
Yeah, you know, I feel like the bulk of this is just like, hey, play the game. You know, you just have
Yeah.
to be very mindful that you're not wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're doing like 2 or
Yeah.
3 things at once, it doesn't feel that bad. Like,
Yes. True.
you know, there's some that look like they just take a long time. Like this solar final blows thing is, oh my goodness, solar melee final blows, which is basically you know,
Yeah.
kill 200 things with your hammer. It's kind of goofy, but
That's a little
I'm
much.
not mad at it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of goofy. I also need solar weapon final blows on Arc Day. Arc Day.
Yeah.
Arc Day though.
Arc Day.
And Guardians defeated with Arc
Not
final blows is
ideal.
a bit, you know, it's a bit much as well. But I mean, Guardians defeated with Arc weapons. Sorry.
Yeah, I have something similar. I have Guardians defeated with solar weapons.
Transferred.
I really wish.
So I gotta crucible that up.
I really wish Bungie would let us control whether or not blue weapons go to the postmaster. Because I gotta be honest, I could not care less about blue weapons, but I get annoyed because they end up filling up the postmaster and then erasing my legendaries. Like blue weapons
no.
are useless. They're literally useless.
Sign, please.
That's not true.
They're
They
useless.
just make some weapon parts.
Then why don't they just drop weapon parts into the postmaster instead of all this useless blue crap?
Yeah, that's true.
It's literally there to be dismantled. It's there to give me something to do for like 30 seconds, or just sit there and just delete all this chaff that I don't need or want. It's like, why send it to the postmaster? I don't want it. If I don't pick it up in the field, I don't want it. It's like, oh no, you forgot this blue. No, really, I didn't. I didn't though. I don't want it. I don't need it. I need it. You know?
You don't want it,
I
or
need it.
you don't need it.
Okay. Okay. It does not
All right,
jive
all right,
with me.
all
I
right.
just lost like 4 750 weapons again because the postmaster got overloaded with blues.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, I'm losing weapons at max power because I just can't be arsed to take them out of the postmaster one by one and run back and forth to the vault putting them away. I just can't be arsed to do it.
Can't be arsed.
Just it's too tedious. Alright. I'm gonna slide around here on my butt for a bit.
It's just wonderful.
You're just gonna slide on your
Yeah,
butt.
I mean, I'm ready to do the thing. I picked up my bounties earlier, so I'm just gonna get some of this EDZ off my cheeks.
Found something interesting. Welcome to Eververse.
So I was reading an article to. Oh
Alright.
God. Anyway, I was. Can you warn me before you do that? I was.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were ready.
Did you ask? I could have.
Just said it.
You didn't say
Oh,
anything.
you know, I'm ready.
Didn't say anything. Didn't say a word. Whatever. It was on Forbes about how some people are discontent about the fact that this Solstice of Heroes event is less rewarding than last year's. I see what he's referring to, so I'm not gonna say he's wrong. Yeah, like I see what he's saying. But a lot of that's down to, well, you know, the armor's a lot grindier this year, for sure.
Yeah.
And he rightfully says that, well, while a lot of the items that you can get can most certainly be earned by playing the game, a lot of them cost bright dust. And it seems that, unlike previous events where we would get 2 bright engrams every time we leveled up, now, you know, there's no specific Solstice engram that drops Solstice things along with the regular bright engrams. All we have is this best of year 1 engram, which really does nothing but drop old loot that you probably already have. And yeah, I mean, sure, you're going to dismantle that stuff for bright dust. But since we're getting only 1 engram instead of 2 like we usually do, you know, you're building it at a far slower rate. I'll be honest, I didn't even notice until I read that. I said, oh yeah, that's right, we do usually get 2 engrams per, like, yeah, we usually do get 2 engrams during special events. It only just hit me that, you know, we didn't get that this time around. Why do I...
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
I'm hearing
What?
Graviton Lance.
Yeah, that's me. I'm using the Graviton.
It's Arc Day.
I know it's Arc Day. I know. I'm an Arc Warlock right now. But I also need to kill things using Arc weapons. So, I mean, Void weapons.
Alright, don't mind me.
So that's what's happening right now.
Are you dead?
Yeah. Yeah, I came back.
You know we both came over to revive you, right? Okay, so now we're not gonna try and save you again.
Why not?
Cancelled.
Why am I canceled?
Hashtag Gabriel is over party.
What?
Why is the hashtag always party? Like, who celebrates things like that? I feel like Twitter has literally gone so crazy at this point that they don't even realize how crazy they sound anymore. Like, why is it a party? Who celebrates these things?
Maybe they mean a political party.
Yeah, the blue party, the blue checkmark party.
That's just a guess. That's just a guess, though. I don't know.
The blue checkmark party. How does that sound?
That sounds
Their
awesome,
icon can
actually.
be a snowflake. Nuts right here. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I can see why that would be kind of annoying to some people. I mean, you know, you do also have the option to get these things with silver if you want to, but if you're really trying to buy them with
Yeah.
breakfast, you either have more than enough or you're annoyed that you're not getting enough. I can kind of see that. I mean,
Yeah.
the beach ball ghost is very cute.
No. Yeah, I love the beach ball ghost. I actually considered buying some silver so I could get the
Yeah.
beach ball ghost.
Well, they oh
Yeah.
yeah, oops. That's another thing they did, sorry. Well, the solstice has been extended up until September 17th, so it's no longer ending on the 27th.
Oh.
That also goes for the t-shirts.
Okay, that's
So
good.
we have even more time to earn the things.
Nice.
So hey,
I need to do like a raid. I haven't done a raid.
that requires time and skill and patience and crabs. If you have all of
I
those
have all of
things
those.
in a good few hours, then yeah, do it. You gotta be on your peas and crabs.
I know, I think I'm stuck.
There's no such thing as carrying in raids here.
Yeah, I'm stuck in a fence.
Clearly defined roles and things that each person must do. And failure can often be down to one person not doing the thing. So
Okay.
they're a lot of fun, but they're also, they're also the most mechanically complex events in the entire game. They're like a combination of everything that you do in this game. More often than not.
So there's like puzzles and
There's
ETSing things in the
There's like
story.
physical puzzles. There's of course, places where you have to shoot the thing, but there's also really unique gameplay elements. Like the Scourge of the Past raid has an entire section where you have to race through the city on sparrows, almost like SRL. You've seen me. You saw me
that's
play
cool.
King's Fall in Destiny 1, where there's like a 5-minute long jumping puzzle where if you fall off, you have to start from the beginning. So there's, it's a learning process, but they're fun and interesting.
Nice. Okay.
Like, you just gotta be on your QPs and your PQs. You've seen me play raids; they're nuts. And the raids in Destiny 2 are really good.
They are nuts.
Guardian down.
Yeah.
Well, leave it to Bungie to being the best at doing what they do.
Of course, of course.
Oh my goodness, what the?
Oh wow. Oh, it's this boss.
Did I miss something?
Fire boss. The boss that
It's
like
on fire.
crazy ass witch thing. Yeah, it's
The
on
boss
fire.
is on fire.
What?
Am I playing Dragon Ball Z? Why are there solar flares? I'm dead. I'm dead. Ah, that's hilarious. The inner tube is floating around the ghost. That's funny.
What?
Guardian down.
Wow, I don't know how that happened, but I just flew off the cliff.
Here, we have a quota to fill, okay? You have to fall off at least once every event, for good luck. Otherwise,
No,
how
I
are we
know.
supposed to keep team...
I
What?
know,
How are we
I
supposed
know.
to keep team morale up if you're not falling off the map every minute? Huh?
I don't know. There's got to be another way.
Got to be another way. Well, guess what? There is.
Guardian down.
Well, on the bright side, you can avoid that by literally hiding behind anything. I just hid behind a.
okay.
I
Good to know.
see. All right. See. Yep. No more revives for you.
I didn't
I
think
was
you were
right
coming.
When you die, look at your teammates instead of your ghost, so you can see who's near you and whether or not they're coming to revive you. People out here risking their lives for you, and you're just reviving in our faces. Have a mind to just chuck you off the map ourselves, I tell you. Uh-oh. Butt cheeks.
Oh, you're right. You can just hide behind the wall or whatever. Okay.
Guardian down.
Oh, well, it didn't work that time.
Did you crouch?
Okay, can you
Did you
please
crouch or did
revive
you get
me?
hit through the hole in the bricks?
No, I didn't crouch.
If you had moved slightly to the left,
I
it
guess I
would have
got
got you.
hit by the hole.
It's a cool effect, though.
It's
You
hiding
can even
near
see
the
the
factory.
you can even see the god rays wrap around the thing you're hiding behind. Someone did their homework. They're like, they may not notice, but we have to get this lighting effect right. Kudos. Ow, what the hell? Well,
Are you off getting the taken?
no, but I can. I can.
No?
Though. Yeah, I was fighting the boss.
Yeah, you should.
I didn't see it. Where is it? The factory? Oh no, not that one. All right.
Yeah, it's near
Alright,
the
let me see
factory.
what I can do.
Okay. It's got at least 3/4 of its life bar still, so.
Keep getting lost trying to find this thing. Y'all might kill it before I can kill the Taken, so fair warning. Because I don't have any suit. I don't.
No, but you might run out of time.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna kill it this time. I was too far away, and I don't have my super or
Okay.
anything, so it's a bit of a hard sell. Yeah, like I'm right in front of it, but yeah, it's over. It's all right. There will be others. Why don't I have any Derek? What am I not doing? Loot a chest. Defeat Guardians in the Crucible or Gambit. Defeat high-value targets. Defeat taken combatants. Using Arc subclass. Well, I feel like I'm doing that, but it's not counting for anything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused.
Guardian down.
Maybe I just have to play Gambit.
Maybe. I do need to do 10 Gambit matches.
Good gravy. Is that really one of the objectives?
Yep. I mean, I don't mind. I like Gambit. But geez.
Still a lot of matches. At least you don't have to win.
Yeah.
Or do you have to win?
Yeah. No, you just have to do them. Thank you.
That's pretty doable.
Yeah.
No, no. This is
Man. This boss is like... Oh! She... Oh yeah, she just pushed me off the stage.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm not defeating Taken.
Oh, you have to defeat Taken?
Yeah. How to defeat Taken, win some Gambit with an Arc subclass equipped, defeat a high value target with an Arc subclass equipped. Oh wow, this song is cool.
yesterday when I was playing with you, I was doing this like I did this strike that I've never seen
Really?
before.
What was it called?
You got like yeah. I don't know. It was you were like after a giant Zion.
It's on Mercury, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, it was on Mercury. What was that?
The
What
Curse
is
of
that?
Osiris exclusive strike that unlocked after Forsaken came out. Yeah. There's every expansion had an exclusive strike in it.
Guardian down.
So Red War, Curse of Osiris, and Warmind each had an exclusive strike. Like Lake of Shadows. Lake of Shadows was the Red War exclusive strike. The one that ends with you like fighting a Taken in the EDZ. Yeah, like that was the Red Wars. That one that you saw with the Scion was the Curse of Osiris one. And there's also a Warmind one. I forgot what it was called though. I think it's the Insight Terminus or something like that. Something like that. But yeah.
Are they gonna continue doing that?
You know the answer to that is no. Yes,
I didn't know that.
They said it. During the reveal stream for Shadowkeep, they said that.
Oh, no more exclusive strike? I guess I forgot. Good.
That was entirely Activision. Bungie wasn't making those deals under the table.
Yeah.
That was clearly a deal that they made with Activision, because Activision's been making those deals with Sony all of this generation. That's why Call of Duty gets maps first on PS4 rather than Xbox, because this generation Sony made all those brand deals. During the last generation, 360, used to be Xbox that would get the maps early or whatever. But Destiny for me was especially contentious because there's one thing about getting maps maybe a month or two before, people on other consoles. There's another thing to make people wait like a year just to play things that they paid for. And then by the time it unlocks for the Xbox, it's already irrelevant. Like, it's not something you want to do because it's not part of the new content. It's something you're going to smash to pieces because you're already more powerful than you should have been when you were do it the first time. So it was just kind of a mess. It was always a mess and a really bad deal all around. It was they were basically punishing people for buying the Xbox and PC version.
Yeah.
Like, that was a bad exclusive deal. I don't know why you would do that. Don't wall off content for an RPG. It's silly. That's very silly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they stopped,
Very silly.
Well, Activision gotta make their money somehow, right? Oh, good gravy. I think exclusive content deals are extraordinarily anti-consumer, and there's something that we started doing. I mean, I can't even say that it's because of DLC or it's because of Destiny or it's because the precursor for this was retailer exclusive content. When you'd buy the game at Target and it'd have certain content, and Ubisoft was infamous for this. You buy it at Target and it's got some DLC in it. You buy it at GameStop and it's got some exclusive DLC, or you buy it from Walmart and it's got exclusive DLC, which means that just depending on where you bought Watch Dogs, you get certain pieces of content that would not be available in any other version. So, in order to get that content, you either have to buy every version of the game just to use the arbitrary code in the box, or, just be assed out. And just relegate, just accept, sigh deeply and accept the fact that you can't own all of the pieces of content because it's silly. Like Jim Sterling said, when you need a spreadsheet to figure out just what content you're getting from what version of the game, you're done effed up. You're done effed up, boo.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, so now we have that in the form of platform exclusive DLC, which is something I honestly a bunch of developers took the bait. I know Rockstar did it. Rockstar's done it with Red Dead, and Activision did it with just about a good chunk of their games. But most other developers didn't really do that. Like, I'm surprised EA never did that. But then, EA was busy EAing elsewhere, so I mean, what are you gonna do? Yeah, they were busy turning all their games into slot machines, so I mean, silver lining with a taste of bitterness.
Yeah. With a taste of
It's like you
bitterness.
didn't shoot me, but you stabbed me in the leg, so at least I'll live. Just trying to accentuate the positives here.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's pretty funny. If sad.
That is just.
Well, hey.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
Well, at least
that
we're not.
never benefits us. It always benefits them.
Yeah.
It's always
Truth.
for them and not us.
Truth.
Because, I have both consoles, but I didn't benefit from that. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. Oh, I just realized I had like a little menagerie thing that I could do for this, maybe I can upgrade the chalice. Let's see. Do what? Oh, the menagerie? Oh no, not right now. It's just that I hadn't been able to upgrade the chalice for a while because I didn't have enough of those thingamabobs. The Imperials. There you go. That's what they're
I
called.
mean, Season of Opulence is still ending with Shadowkeep, so if you still want to do the tribute hall and whatnot, you can do it. I mean, we can still do objectives while in the menagerie.
Yeah.
Because I know I want to fully do my chalice and everything.
Yeah,
I want to
I
get
know.
bad juju. That's how you get it. You have to fill out the tribute hall at least halfway to get bad juju. And if you fill it up all the way, you get an exotic emote. But I think halfway is like 16 statues.
Nice.
So.
Oh, that's not bad. Wow. That's
Yeah,
really
so
fun.
if you want to do it, hun, don't look for reasons not to do it.
Okay, well, I'm not looking for reasons not
Yeah, you
to
are.
do it. I was just saying that I didn't have a bunch of the Imperial things for the menagerie, and I just got a bunch of them, and I thought maybe I could upgrade my chalice. That's all.
You know another good way to upgrade your chalice? 2 in the menagerie.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, this guy is teleporting all over the place.
Yeah. What's up with this dude?
I guess we'll just wait until tomorrow to really get into this because this isn't really working out with all this arc empowerment going on.
Oh, yeah.
Ah! Shoulders. I don't know. I feel like my guns are weak. 'Cause I'm trying to get solar final weapon blows. That's one of my thingies. I mean, I'm arc right now, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel you.
accidentally fell into this building. Wait, did I end up in the right? Oh wow, I landed in the right place though. Hey, it's the guy.
You found the guy?
This hunter and I are fighting we're fighting the boss up in here. Get out of here. Get out of me.
Oh, okay.
Alright, the factory's done.
Alright, I have
Just kind of waltzed in through the back door. This place is effing huge.
yeah.
I'm so glad this isn't a Crucible map.
Ooh! Alright. I know. I mean, but it's like way bigger than a Crucible map.
There's just too many places to hide and get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting you can sparrow in this place.
Oh, that's right. That's right, Sparrow.
He dropped void orbs. He stole my kill. That's what you get. Just leave a place you're just staring into a giant eyeball. Just turned around a corner and a servitor was just sitting there like, hey. I see you. I'm a walking friend. I'll be keeping an eye on you. Get it? Get it? Get it? See it? I'm
You're
crazy.
crazy.
Bungie
You
out
are
there making
crazy.
eyeball
You
robots
are.
in every game they make. Coincidence? I think not.
Oh, jeez.
What, who was the main, who was one of the primary antagonists, okay? Of the Halo franchise, okay? What was it? It was a floating eyeball. 343 Guilty Spark came back in the third one like, what up, doe? What up, doe? So about activating these rings. And we were like, what? Are you kidding?
I mean,
Had to take Johnson's Spartan laser and shoot it in the gills.
more than robots. I think they like making cute, charming
They are
robots.
cute and charming. I just don't think they're just so
Yeah.
logical and practically made that they don't understand the horrific implications that their primary directive, it's just, it's like, we don't want to die. And they're like, yeah, but that's the only way to take out the floods, so,
You're just gonna have to take
yeah,
one
like,
for
tough
the
shit.
team.
This is
first.
protocol. Sorry.
Yeah.
You drew the short straw on this one, humanity. Whoops,
Yeah.
let him out. Sorry.
You want to put them back? Okay.
How do you put him back?
We know how to do that.
Whoops. Man. Speaking of that, I really hope they get Halo. I really hope 343 gets Halo Infinite right. That first trailer was really, really, really promising,
too.
like tonally and cinematically, and oh, the design of the suit. Like, unlike Halo 5, which we will be talking about for years to come, because unfortunately we can't, like the Act-Man said, it's here, it exists, it can't be undone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, can't be undone. So all we can do from here is just hope,
Yeah.
right? And honestly, I think that trailer showed a lot of patience, very deliberate artistic choices.
Yeah.
that 5 just did not have any time for at all. Just, you know, I love that
really
trailer.
did.
Do you remember it? Where like this guy is on the ship.
Of
Yeah,
course
he's
I
like,
remember
you
it.
know, just I guess floating out in the middle of nowhere. You don't really get, you kind of get to know him, but you get the impression that he's been out there a while. He's been watching this video log of his wife for who knows how many months, because by the end of the trailer he's got a huge beard. You know, he bumps into the Master Chief, who's just floating out there in space. The hopeful music swells up. He reactivates it. Like, there's so much that's right. You know, the flashing on the UI that says his suit is missing an AI. Immediately reminding you of the events of the past game, however much you want to forget them. But it does so much in that opening scene that's understated yet means so much that it really gives me hope. For this, I feel like the storytelling is definitely going to be much stronger if the entire game, like if that's going to be indicative of the entire game, we may be in for some really strong storytelling, which makes me happy. Clearly they fired Brian Reed.
I mean, you know, I didn't mind the cool quality of life improvements they made when it came to the gameplay. Oh, you didn't like hammering people with your,
I don't need
Spartan fist or whatever.
I don't need Halo to be a combination of Call of Duty and Destiny. One of the great things about Halo is that it played like Halo. It had its own unique weapon balance. It had its own unique feel. It had a very rock, paper, scissors-like approach to weapon design and enemy design that made it feel unique to play, you know? It felt like Halo. You know, it was a very distinct feeling game. I mean, for it to then just transform into a weird facsimile of every other FPS out there kind of took away what made it special. I mean, are Spartan abilities cool? Sure. You know, is all of that cool? Sure. But it also robbed Halo of being Halo. You know, like, ask yourself how often did you use the shoulder charge and the Spartan slam and all the, I mean, oh god, you can sprint. Sure, that's probably the, but then you could sprint in Halo Reach. I mean, sprinting is definitely a good quality of life improvement. All the other stuff, no. Because there was no real practical use for it in the gameplay, it was just there to be there. The game wasn't designed around those abilities. They were just there because other first-person shooters have them. So it's, I mean, that was the problem.
I mean,
the game wasn't designed around you being able to do all that crazy shit. You could play the game without doing it, which means why is it in the game?
Yes.
And then all the weapons had reduced ammo, so you were constantly flip-flopping through all your guns because nothing ever had enough ammo for you to use consistently. Like they really kind of, you know, was it fun? Sure. Kind of. It's not what I want from my Halo. If you played Mortal Kombat, okay, and it was playing like Marvel vs. Capcom, you'd go, what? Like, sure, this is fun, but is it Mortal Kombat? Nope. Kind of like that.
I see what you mean.
I don't mind seeing him do that crazy shit in a cutscene, but there was so much going on.
I really like the Axeman's description of like the fight between the Chief and what's his face, Luke Cage.
Oh yeah, I remember when you loved that fight scene, and I was sitting there like, well,
it just it was really cool to watch him break it down. 5 legs, there was nothing. 2 arms, there was nothing.
But then he approaches the Chief with his arms down. Chief, what are you doing? You come at him like that, he's probably gonna hit you in the see?
That was funny. I gotta give it to him. I had not thought of it that way, but that's right.
You're watching two. You're watching two
Yeah.
of like the best soldiers out there. You're talking about a veteran Spartan, practically in his 60s, versus an Oni soldier turned Spartan in his 40s. There should have been like a serious clash of combat prowess. Instead, it just looked like two cosplayers just fighting in the least dramatic way
50-year-old
possible.
man fighting a 40-year-old
Yeah,
man.
it's like they're just fighting in the least dramatic way possible because they don't want to mess up their costumes. Just all slow punches and dramatic turns and legs and feet doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Just a bunch of
Oh.
That's what it was. Like, I would have loved, like, I could instantly think of a better fight scene in my head. Like, there should have been a distinction between the way Chief fights and the way Locke fights. Even their suits should have been different.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
Locke's suit has all these boost jets and all this craziness in it that he's probably adept at using because he's used to it. Meanwhile, the Chief doesn't really need to use any of that, so he would be fighting in a different way. Like,
Right.
imagine if he had fought Locke the way you saw him fight in Dead or Alive 4. Even Itagaki put a ton of effort into making the Chief, you know, fight in a way befitting, you know, kind of a Marine. He was like a mixture of Bayman and, what's his face? Who's the other guy? Leon. He had like a mixture of Bayman and Leon's moves, except he was really slow and heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry, the Spartan in Dead or Alive 4, the woman. Yeah, her name's Nicole.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, everybody still colloquially called her Master Chief anyway, but yeah. She has a different number. Her number's not 117, it's something different. But everybody called her Master Chief anyway. Okay. You can't tell when the helmet's on.
Yeah.
Also, that grenade stick throw. Oh my god. I can get to so many people online. It's like a big FU, a fan service. Look at you and your Hadoukens. See? How did that feel?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's really good for like obliterating bosses, like, you know, big targets, or it really
Yes.
is. So like we were doing a strike and it was arc burn and you really wanted to put the kibosh on a boss from long range. Hey,
Yeah.
really good for that.
That would be
Yeah, when
really
it
good
came
for
out,
sure.
it didn't last very long, but then Bungie kind of tweaked it. So now it feels really good. Spectral Blade still lasts too long, though. Sorry, that needs a hot fix.
Oof. Jeez. That took a minute.
Wow, that thing had 21 subordinate eyeballs. Just 21?
Yep. It would just break up into new eyeballs whenever we took one out.
That's that same boss from the from the shard. Remember when you have to go back to the shard
Yeah.
to get your subclass? You end up fighting that thing. It just keeps splitting
yeah.
up into more eyeballs.
Oh man.
There's one right over there. I see it. Or I don't see it, but oh, he got it. Or wait, no, wait, no, he didn't.
Okay, good.
All right, I'll get it. No.
You can get
it
it?
disappeared. Like when you're close, it shows it to you, but when you get even a bit far away from it, it disappears. Crap! I have to jump over this building just to get
Okay.
this one. All right, I got this. Platforming in my FPS? Blasphemy, he said.
Of course.
Thanks, Half-Life. This is all Half-Life's fault. Although I will say Half-Life 2 has aged extremely well, all things considered. It's a very open-ended yet linear adventure that still holds up to this day, which is why Half-Life has not made a sequel in almost 20 years.
Wow.
I mean, Half-Life 3 is such a meme at this point. I don't think Valve can make it because it'd ruin the joke. Like, the joke has grown far beyond... It is in legendary meme status at this point. Like, no one expects it to come out anymore.
Is it like Duke Nukem Forever?
Unfortunately, no, because Duke Nukem Forever actually came out and was hot ass. So that kind of ruined the meme and the joke.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if it had not come out, everyone would have been cool just continuing to uphold the meme. But it did come out, and it was ass, thereby ruining the entire thing.
And I think that's the problem. Like, if it had come out, you know, if it had come out and it was actually good, that would have been a funny subversion of expectations, and we would have reveled in the fact that it was better than we thought it would be. But then it came out and it was hot ass. So then not only was it as bad as we thought it was going to be, but then we had to buy it to find out. Like, it was insulting on top of insulting. To Gearbox's credit, at least it didn't look entirely like it was made 13 years ago, but I mean, that's not really a compliment.
No, that's not a compliment,
you know,
at all. That's like, well, it doesn't look
like,
old.
well, it looks like
this new game.
It's like, all right, well, when did it come out? It came out in 2012, and it honestly looked like a game that could have come out in like 2002, when it was originally supposed to, one of its many release dates. Like, it looked really bad.
Wow.
Well, leave it to Gearbox. I mean, seriously, apparently the only good thing that Gearbox can make apparently is Borderlands. Everything else they make is just terrible or flawed in some fundamental way that just begs the question why. Like, you guys are obviously talented because you make Borderlands.
Yeah.
But just everything else you
maybe
make is
what
just
they
ass.
do is maybe they funnel all their talented people and resources to making Borderlands, and everyone else and every other project just kind of gets the leftovers.
Absolutely.
Like, literally.
I 100% agree with that. No, it's very true. Because, you know, one of the most pervasive rumors about why Aliens Colonial Marines turned out to be hot dick is the fact that Gearbox took all the money they were supposed to be spending, like the money that Sega was giving them to make Aliens, and they were using it on Borderlands too. And they gave Aliens.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah, apparently they outsourced Colonial Marines to some weird B team somewhere, to some third-party company, while they took all the money and resources they had and they made Borderlands 2 with it. Which is why Borderlands 2 released to rave reviews and is still being played by over 1 million players monthly to this day, and why Aliens Colonial Marines is well, its reputation precedes it.
Guardian down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Sega sued them at one point or.
Isn't that illegal?
Kinda. Well, nobody. Well, see, that's the problem. There's no definitive proof that it's what they did, but Sega did make a sizable investment in the game, and you see what was the end result of it. So even though that rumor's conjecture, it's the one that makes the most sense, all things considered. Because Gearbox was making both at the same time, and one turned out amazing. Whereas the other was like, like the trailers for it were a lie. The gameplay demo for it was a lie.
Man.
It was lies. Yeah.
Lies. All lies.
And in between that, you know, just underwhelming ports of otherwise good games. Like, I love Bulletstorm. I think that's a very underrated game that Epic and People Can Fly. People Can Fly were the developers of Painkiller, which is a game I know you probably have never played. Yeah, you know what? It was a think, and no wait, I'm gonna have to reformat that in my brain because Doom is actually pretty rock. But think like a black metal version of Doom, aesthetically and you know. Yeah.
So even darker than Doom, because Doom is pretty metal.
That's why I said black metal, like, you know, like pentagrams and satanic imagery and viscera and gore and crucifixes and yeah, like.
Wow.
It's just a crazy, over-the-top first-person shooter that was just balls to the wall, action, action, action at a time where all our FPSs were getting stories. They just made this really cool action game. But before Gears of War 3, while it came out, they were making this game called Bulletstorm, which was basically the Tony Hawk of FPS games. At least that's the best way I can describe it. It was a first-person shooter that emphasized getting really creative kills over just killing things. So it's like, why shoot someone when you can... Right. Like, your character had, like, a gravity tether. It's like, why shoot someone when you can grab them with a gravity tether and fling them into a grinder? Or there was a gun that basically shot propellers. If you shot them into the ceiling with it, you get a bonus called Ceiling Fan. If you shot them in the leg with it and pinned them to the ground, it would spin around until all their limbs fell off. That was called a breakdance. It was just based around getting really creative kills with a combination of weird weapons and goofy level design. And the story was way smarter than I think it had any right to be, or that anyone thought it would. But it never caught on. One, because I think it was undermarketed, and two, because Gears of War hype was so real at the time that, you know, people really saw Epic for that and that alone in the console market.
I see.
Now, they tried to get people to buy it by including the Gears of War 3 beta with every copy of Bulletstorm, which honestly did work. But, like Crackdown before it, most people just bought it to play the beta of the game they really wanted to play, and not for the game itself.
Right. God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the game. I thought it was fun. I thought, like, just the fact that if you play it like a regular FPS, you're not really playing it. Because you can walk around and just shoot everything like it's a normal first-person shooter, but that's not really the way you play it. Like, the whole point is chaining together these ridiculous kills, using the levels and using the weapons to do crazy things and build up combos. And I think, honestly, if the game had a second chance, like if it came out during a period where there was no hype for anything else, maybe people would, you know, catch on to it and play it and embrace it for what it was, and it would get the recognition it so deserved. Unfortunately, Gearbox did the remaster of it. So it came out at $59.99 in a port riddled with slowdown and weird visual glitches. Again, this is a game that came out in 2009. Okay, Gearbox re-released it for $60 with a pre-order bonus for an extra $5, and it's like, Gearbox, what are you doing? People didn't want to buy it for $60 when it came out 8 years ago. Why would you release it in 2019 for $60? So no one bought it again.
Guardian down.
They re-released it as Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, and for $60, and no one bought it again. Like, not even me. I was like, oh, like, if it had been $20, sure, I totally would have bought it. I love Bulletstorm, but in a port that isn't perfect, like it has frame rate issues, and nope, not doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gearbox. the same thing with Duke Nukem Forever. Like, Duke Nukem Forever should have been a perfect 60 frames per second, considering how it looked.
It should have been.
No, it wasn't. Not only was it not 60 frames per second, it was sub 30 and had loading times of upwards like of 30 to 45 milliseconds. I'm sorry, 30 to 45 seconds. So whenever you died in this terribly designed game, which you would, and often, because Duke apparently has the constitution of tissue paper, even though he's supposed to be a badass who doesn't wear body armor because he's a badass.
Yeah.
Can you imagine staring at a loading screen for 30 seconds after that? Remember what it was like staring at Anthem's loading screens? Now imagine doing that in a game where you don't have the catharsis of at least being Iron Man when it unloads. But you're staring at Duke Nukem Forever. Not good. Not good. I'm gonna kill this boss. I'm just waiting for my super to build up, but I'm right on top of him. Just need...
Okay. I'm working on the other one.
Alright, there we go. Give me them neck bones. Give them to me. Ah, give me. Oh crap, that didn't work. I thought that would work. Still got a quarter of his life left. I think I can get him, but it's gonna be a hard sell.
Okay.
I have 2 minutes. How much of this boss have you melted?
Well, I got half of. I used my super and got half of the other one. The other one's got maybe three-quarters.
Alright, I took him out. So
Left.
we're good. Remember, dear, like I always say, you can't spell rewards without re. So. Yeah, so embrace that rage. You want to work on the other one? Shogmar. Oh wow, they both kind of have the same health. Alright, we can work on it.
Bazar.
Ball is on the table. Whoever designed the war beasts, I swear. Did the Cabal really need Thrall?
I like the word.
I like the way they look. I don't like when there's like 5 of them on my back though.
Yeah. That's like terrifying. So you know the beginning of vanilla Destiny 2 when you don't have the light
Yeah.
and you're first seeing these things? That was terrifying. No, the war beast.
You're talking about the second one. Okay.
Yeah, vanilla Destiny 2, like the way
Yeah,
at
I
the
remember
beginning.
that. Everything was scary. They should have really marinated you in that for at least like 2 chapters of the game.
They really
I would have loved that.
should have let you
Like let you really
I was like, so what happens if I
Yeah.
die? Oh
like
my
really
god.
let you feel what it's like to not have the light. 'Cause
Yeah, like those first couple of minutes were like, man, is this what it's gonna be like? And then you got it back like right away. I
oh,
was like,
especially with
okay.
that song playing. Remember that song? Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Oh man, that song was so
Yeah.
good. I'm almost convinced that that's one of the last things Marty worked on before he left. I don't care. That has Marty all over it. That has the spirit of Marty O'Donnell right there. Mike Salvatore put in the work on that. I love that song to this day. It's like 7 minutes long. I've walked to work one day while listening to it and I felt epic. I expected like a Cabal ship to fly over the train station as I stepped into it. It was so good. It was like, oh my goodness. But yeah. I feel like that's an unfortunate circumstance of narrative ambitions clashing with the gameplay. Because that is a very deliberately paced moment in the game. So much so that, you can't do it in a group. You have to do it by yourself. And I wonder if, they felt like they needed to cut the moment short because you have to get back into, like, the multiplayer part of the game. And you can't really do that if some Guardians have their light and some don't. It's like you can't design 2 different areas for lightless people and for people with light, so... But I say screw that. Just make the intro longer.
I mean, I feel like they did.
I'll play it.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were gonna do. I thought they were just gonna make you really marinate on that part.
I mean, all in all, the intro takes about a little over a half an hour, to be honest. That entire section that you have to play by yourself does take like almost 45 minutes. But I wish it had extended, you're right, because, you know, like you said, before you know it, you have your light back. In the very next chapter.
Yeah.
But maybe they can come up with some sort of interesting framing device, you know. The next time they have some serious narrative ambitions.
Yeah.
You know, there were a lot of good ideas that just weren't fully realized. Like the tower siege, I think, is excellent.
Yeah.
You know, seeing everything you've come to know and
That was
love
great.
literally on fire as you try to navigate through.
Literally.
Yeah, you know, the tower you know is deteriorating around you. The Cabal are invading, destroying everything. You know, Zavala's out there, Ikora's out there, Cade's out there. Like, there's so much that's done right in that opening level. It's almost like you're witnessing Halo era Bungie level design. But it's really the only level that's designed this way. And then after Warmind and Curse of Osiris, we then realized the formula, which is, you know, get you engaged with this really badass, well-designed level, and then put you back in the grind.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna make one really good level.
Unfortunately.
One really good level. We're gonna spend all the budget on, but the rest of the game is gonna be, you know, what you expect. And, you know, not for nothing. A lot of games do that. It's a part of a lot of games design because, you know, it's the hook. It's what's supposed to draw you in.
Yeah.
I mean, God of War does this. Like, but God of War
Well,
also,
but
I was gonna say, God of War also escalates in drastically different ways after that initial, you know, because you can trace that back to every God of War. The first God of War starts with the Hydra fight. The second one is the statue of crud. I don't remember the name. Thebes, the statue in Thebes. The third one is Poseidon. You know, all of that, the entire Mount Olympus level.
That's crazy.
God of War 2019 is that fight with Baldur. Leave my house.
Oh. Leave my home.
Yes, my home. Why are there two beds?
Yes.
Why are there two beds here?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But, you know, they also had the budget to keep escalating and diversifying the palette.
Yeah.
Here, I still think that's
I mean,
entirely...
but Bungie had a budget. Like, Destiny's not a indie game by any.
Yeah, but like it's like the original, the game also apparently endured a design shift at a late stage in the game's design. You know, like the first one. So we don't really know what the game was when they were designing it and what we ended up getting. But I feel like that one really well-designed level is probably indicative of the way the game was originally made.
Yeah. Which is so
The rest of the game is kind of grind-walled, and its story beats are spread really far apart and really thin. That's why I am so ready for Shadowkeep. This is going to be the first Destiny anything that has been designed entirely without a publisher breathing down their neck, setting unmeetable deadlines and enforcing them to add either monetization or portions of gameplay that are contrary to what they intend. You know?
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be forced to make the Eververse or loot a certain way. They're not going to be forced to design the game a certain way to capture more people. Like, this is the first Destiny anything that we can say this is what they wanted to make.
How
I
exciting.
really hope it pays off, you know.
This is what we've been asking for this entire time. We've been saying, man, remember Destiny from back in the day? Not Destiny, Bungie from back in the day. They used to be so involved and so in touch with the community, and now they feel like a big corporate, I don't know,
Well, it's part of why Marty left.
pawn.
That's part of why Marty left. He was like one of the only people screeching from the rooftops that this partnership with Activision was kind of fundamentally changing the culture of the company. And it was really the last straw for him when they replaced his music in the trailer. That was when he had his like ultimate freak
I could
out.
see why that was.
Like Activision changed his music. And then stonewalled him from releasing the music of the Spheres. The music of the Spheres was like, wow. Wow.
The music
The
of
music
the
of the
Spheres.
Spheres was amazing. I'll say that right now. I'll say it now. I'll say it later. I'll say it whenever you want me to. Wow. I can't believe, like, yeah, because you hear those pieces in Destiny, but you hear like really abridged versions of them that suit the game and the gameplay. When you hear them the way he originally intended in order, emotions, okay? I had emotions listening to that. It was actually, in hindsight, it was really nice to listen to it after playing Destiny, not before, because each song brought me back to a part of the game that I recognized. And the album feels more like a narrative because of that. It reminded me of the intro when you're leaving the Cosmodrome. You know, I felt that same feeling when you see the moon for the first time. That feeling when you reach Venus. You know, when you encounter the Vex. Like, all of that is just somehow represented musically. I don't know how he composed that to feel and sound that way before the game even had come out, but that's just a testament to his talents. And thankfully, some fans like exhaustively put it together. They somehow, like, through a mixture of listening to the trailer music, listening to the music they used in their Vidocs, finding the tracks in game, actually managed to cobble together their own version in a way that I think Marty said was like 90 something % accurate, which is amazing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
And then I think not too long after that, Bungie actually released it, and it was like, yes, thank you. Like, now my like 90-year-old dad can finally hear it in his lifetime. It's like, wow. Thank you guys. You're not 100% bleeps.
Yeah. I know.
Because only corporate avarice, okay? Just only.
Right. I feel like this is just corporate douchebaggery.
I mean, even the way they tried to fire him was horrible. Like, they actually tried to.
Yeah, didn't they try
to terminate him? Like, well, empty your desk. You're out though. And it's like, you do know, like, I'm like a, you do know I own like a third of the. I'm one of the founders of this company. Are you serious? You can't just get rid of me like that. Like, I have stake. I'm a majority. I'm one of the stakeholders in this company. You can't just fire me for absolutely no reason and try to seize my shares at the same time.
Like, that's just insane. I mean, they were just asking for a lot. I can't even think how they thought they were gonna get away with that. Because, I mean,
I guess they felt like they were Activision now, and they had enough money to either settle or fend off whatever lawsuit they had planned. And Marty was like, "Yeah, though, I'm not exactly poor, guys. So if you want to fight, I'm about to bring it to you." And he did.
But why?
I don't know,
I
man, because
mean,
Activision.
I mean,
I mean,
I don't
what kind
know. Activision. Most corporations try and limit liability. They don't want to get sued. Because it's just a waste
Yeah,
of money.
it really is. And that's the thing. I can't believe they tried to do that to him of all people. Like, he wasn't
Yeah.
some low-level employee with no footing or no voice.
Yeah.
Freaking Marty O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Shoot, the fan base calls him by his first name.
Marty.
Oh, Marty. But I think we can rest, because even a Bungie without, you know, two of the people that helped make some of their greatest games, they're still a very talented developer. They're still very talented. They can still they've proven that they can make something great.
Indeed, they can.
Growing pains be darned. DPS. DP, ouch. Alright, DP ouch is not what I meant to say.
Dippy ouch.
I was like, yo, these thrall are gonna kill me. I'm gonna be a hammer master by the time I'm done with this thing. I swear. I'm gonna be doing trick shots, like bouncing it off walls. Boop. 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 Oh, it doesn't get old. That was great. Bless the person who said, "Hey, you know, Titans kind of need a long-range attack. It can't all be shoulders and knees. Let's give him a hammer to throw around, and he can pick it back up." It's like, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Somebody get this man a raise.
Hey, did you hear did you hear they're making a Coming to America sequel?
I did. I'm worried. I did. Did you hear that James Earl Jones is also signed on to reprise his role?
Yes.
We just waking James Earl Jones up every other day now, aren't we? Hey James, wanna be Mufasa again? Hey James, wanna be King Jaffe Jofur again?
Like, all right.
We got the rose petals. It's like, all right. You know what? It'll be very interesting because Arsenio is still spry and kicking it out there because black don't crack. Same for Eddie. He hasn't really been in anything in a while, but you can't take the Eddie Murphy out of Eddie Murphy. It's going to be very interesting. If not anything else, it's going to be very interesting to see this play out. I'm down. I'm worried, but I'm down. The people involved are too talented for me to like be cynical about it, really. I just hope it has a good script and it's funny and does not compromise, you know, because Coming to America is definitely a product of its time. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle something like that in 2019.
Well, apparently he's coming back to America to find his long-lost son. That's the story of it.
His long-lost son. Does that mean Lisa left him and went back to America? Like, what does that mean? Why is his son in America?
Maybe they had a son. Maybe they had a son and he left, just like he did when he was young.
To sow his oats? To sow his wild oats?
Yeah. So
oh
his
yeah,
royal
his royal oats.
Yeah. Maybe. His royal oats.
Oh heavens. He said, "Where do we go to find a queen?" He looked on the map and saw queens.
Queen.
Lord. You do know, hon, that is the other movie that I own on HD DVD, right? Yes.
Oh, really?
I have Coming to America on HD DVD. What? I can hear you judging me through the microphone.
These goddamn throw. I'm not.
Every
judging
time I
you,
tell
I'm
you.
sorry. It's just, you know, I keep trying to.
Oh,
beat
the boss?
you.
I don't know, hun.
Yeah, and these throw just keep going. Yeah.
I broke my leg jumping for my hammer. I don't know, hun. Every time I tell you about a movie I have on HD DVD, there's like a long silence of judgment.
It's not a silence of.
Sure, it's not.
It's a silence of. Why do you even play this?
I can't play them anymore. My HD DVD drive hasn't worked for years. I had the attachment for Xbox 360. I still have it, mind you.
Oh, there was an
Yeah. I mean, at the time, that was actually the cheapest way to get an HD DVD player. The attachment for the 360 was like $250, I think. When on average HD DVD players were like around $500, $400. Yeah, and you know, I wholly embraced it because I had a PlayStation 2, and if you owned the PlayStation 2, you knew that a surefire way to burn your PS2's laser out was to play DVDs on it.
Mm-hmm.
It would wear out the lens. Oh my God, I went to save you again, and you just, you know what, I'm done. I'm really done this time, I mean it. Nope, I'm done this time. I'm sitting here dodging I-beams and shriekers just to save you, and then there's nothing in the well. All right, I see you. But yeah, that was, so yeah, the number one way to tank your PS2's laser was to play DVDs in addition to games and everything on it. So for me, I was like, yeah, so I was like, you mean I get to like not potentially wear out my 360's disk drive? Sure. Now my 360 has 2 DVD drives on it. So it was pretty cool for that reason. And at the time, HD DVDs looked awesome. They still look awesome because they used H.264. When Blu-ray was still using MP4, HD DVDs were H.264, and they looked clear and sharp. Back when Blu-rays still had static menus, HD DVDs had the live menus that popped up during the movie. Like, it was a cool attachment, and you know, I enjoyed it, but Sony was gonna Sony, and unfortunately, Sony had all the studios in the bag, so HD DVD wasn't gonna, you know, they tried. They had King Kong exclusively, they had Transformers exclusive, which pissed Michael Bay off, but in the end, it really wasn't enough.
Yeah. I heard.
Michael Bay went online, and in a moment that I can't look at as, you know, quaint now. He went online to rant about it on his blog.
He went on his blog and
Like was ranting about corporate interests and artistic merits. Michael Bay, by the way, artistic merits and integrity. Like, he was furious. Because Paramount had Paramount, you know, had the rights to Transformers, and Paramount was backing HD DVD. So it was ultimately up to them what platform it appeared on. He was so mad. So salty. If not anything else, we own that piece of history as well. As you know, I got it. I like the first Transformers movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he was like at peak effort in Transformers 1.
Yeah.
I mean, the sound design alone in the first movie makes it worth a watch. Just the sound design alone. I know people don't normally pay attention to that kind of thing, but you can't help it because in the sequels, a lot of that stuff just doesn't exist. It falls into the background. But in the first one, like, I love that moment when you see Optimus Prime for the first time, And he has like that 30-second, like it's like a minute and a half long transformation where you can see all of the parts moving and the wheels spinning into place. Like, they never do that again. The transformations are really quick after that. But that first one, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My inner child is like screaming with glee and clapping anytime I see that scene. Because it's just so visually rich, and the sounds that he's making are just like, it's just so complete as a scene.
It's so
You
complete.
just can't help but geek out on it. It's just so cool.
Nice.
It's so nice. And I lived for it. But honestly, I think he should have stopped making them after the third one. If I'm to be completely honest, he should have stopped making them after the third. Because that's clearly when he still cared. And it feels like all the other ones after that, he just made out of obligation to the studio. Especially The Last Night. Especially The Last Night. That movie feels so made by committee.
I can't even deal. Yeah.
Like, bless the Bumblebee movie.
It doesn't even make
No, it doesn't.
I have not caught
The Bumblebee movie is actually really good. It's the movie that if the level of quality had been maintained like from the first movie, Bumblebee would have been the second movie and it should have been the second movie in the Transformers franchise. It has heart, it has good characters, it has action, it has really funny visual humor. We'll watch it together sometime. It's actually good. John Cena's in it, even though you're gonna have to work, you know.
John Cena.
I'll point out the scenes he's in just in case you can't, you know. But he's in it. Trust me.
But how can we?
Well, I mean, he's not on the poster,
how
so
do
you got to
see
put some
him?
effort in. But you know, he's actually on the poster if you look carefully enough.
You
I mean,
can
you
see
gotta
him?
really. It's like a magic eye. You gotta squint. But yeah. But no, it's actually really good, and it uses like the Gen 2 designs and not the Bay designs. So there's even more in there for like, you know, Transformers fans.
okay.
It's really cool. I know you'd be put off on seeing it after The Last Night, but you know, Michael Bay had no hands in it, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Also, the Coal Train is in the third one. You didn't. Yes, he really is. He's in the third Transformers movie. And he's practically playing the Coal Train. He even lets out a woo at one point. He's the big guy that's like, we're in this building, all these crazy aliens flying around. He's like, I just want to go home, okay? He's that guy. That's Lester Spate, a.k.a. Terry Tate, a.k.a. the voice of Cole. Which is why people talking about a Gears of War movie. Oh, cast Terry Crews as Cole. No. Just cast Lester Spate. He's still out there. Like, why wouldn't you cast the Coal Train to play the Coal Train? He looks like his character. He really does. We can have more than one muscular, funny black dude in Hollywood. It's okay. We can have two.
That's allowed?
I mean, we can try. I mean, it doesn't always have to be Terry Crews. Jeez, Terry Crews is already in Crackdown. He has a video game. He has a video game already, okay? When they never do the Crackdown movie, you can cast him in that.
Okay.
When they make the Crackdown made-for-TV movie. The Crackdown 1 hour special on Spike TV. For Crackdown.
Oh, man.
But yes. Yes. Well, we'll see. There's supposed to be a Gears of War movie, so. Which,
Nice.
I don't think that's a bad idea. Gears itself is structured for long-form storytelling, you know, as a video game, but I wouldn't mind a movie.
Gears. mean, it has a lot of strong characters that do lend themselves well to that kind of storytelling. So I think, as long as they take their time and do it right, I don't see why it wouldn't be good.
Agreed. Agreed. I feel the same way about. I mean, even though I'm really curious to see how they even pull this off. I feel the same way about a Metal Gear Solid movie. Metal Gear Solid is so undeniably Hideo Kojima, from the story itself to the fact that, I mean, it's honestly, it uses the medium of video games to tell its story. Period. Like, it kind of has to be a video game in order to be what it is. That I'm genuinely curious to see how the director of that's going to pull it off. I mean, he seems to get it, and I love that. He seems to really get it. It's the same director, the guy that's working on it is the director of Kong Skull Island, whom we know took his inspiration for that movie's action and the portrayal of the beast from Shadow of the Colossus. So, I mean, that's like a vote of confidence right there. And he said he's working, like, he's kind of working closely with Konami, or at least Konami at the time, and Kojima to make sure, like, the script was right and that, it would make sense as a movie. Because he said, like, it has to be told in a very specific way and in a way that'll do justice to it. Because normally Metal Gear Solid, takes a good 20, 30 hours to tell its story. So to condense that into like a 2-hour movie, whew, easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's like, they're making, like, Vince Gilligan's making the Breaking Bad movie. And I'm still wondering, even though I have no doubt in them at all, I'm still wondering how you're going to take something that, formerly required 12 hours to tell and cram that into a detailed, dense 2-hour, presumably, at least, I think they need that much time, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the story is. Like, all the main, like, Walter's dead. So, I don't know, is it gonna be about Jesse?
I assume so. I mean, he is kind of the heart of the movie.
Yeah.
There'll most likely be, like, he did unwittingly become, that. Not that for a character who was originally supposed to die in the first season. Ended up being the moral center of the show.
Definitely became the moral compass of the show, kind of.
Went from being a character who could not be more on the wrong side of the law to someone who became the straight man to Walter's deteriorating moral compass.
Yeah.
Because even as a protagonist, you want to side with everything he does. It's like Jesse there to kind of remind you just how horrible everything they're doing actually is. So it's like you're rooting for Walter. You can't help but root for him and what he does. But you need a Jesse to be like, this is fucked up. People are dying. Kids are dying. I don't think I can take all this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of Breaking Bad, we got Jesse kind of being given a second chance. So, I wonder, like, if the story's supposed to be a continuation of the show, or, yeah, I guess I'm just curious as to how they're planning to play it.
I think it only makes sense if they did a continuation. I mean, I can say I'd be curious about a post-Walter world as it relates to all of the characters he affected.
For sure.
But yeah, ultimately don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Well, in order,
I mean, his family's still alive.
for Bryan Cranston to be in it, there would have to be considerable like flash.
I mean, there have to be, yeah. There's no way you'd make a Breaking Bad movie without Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
Imagine if like Jesse would. Imagine if like Jesse saw him.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the way the
that'd be
Batman
interesting.
saw the
That was, like,
Joker.
his
Yeah, like he
conscience.
became his conscience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be interesting.
I can still hear you in my head.
That wouldn't. I mean, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea.
Think about how.
Because you can imagine the effect that he
Yeah.
had on him, you know, and how he transformed him into something else.
So I think that would be a pretty profound.
The way that he transformed him.
Yeah. The way he's almost similar to the way he transformed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that anyone ever thought Jesse from season 1 would be the Jesse in season 4.
Right.
You know, especially, you know, not only just him, but also Mike. Micah was also a very big influence on him too.
Oh man, Mike.
Mike, I feel, righted the ship somewhat.
Yeah. Are you caught up in Better Call Saul?
No, I have to see. I haven't seen the last season.
No.
Like the season that just passed. I have not seen it yet. Did you catch up? Is it on
I
Netflix?
did. Good question. I think so.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
either on Netflix or Prime Video because I remember passing over the tile at one point and thinking, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, you know me and compelling TV.
And-
'cause The Boys was obliterated.
Oh, what'd you think of that last episode?
You saw what I texted you. What?
You
Do you know?
Oh,
All right.
man.
When she says, all right, when she says, "I'm scared of you," right? And he kisses her on the head. That's when I paused it and we began playing Destiny.
Oh wow, you paused it
That-
right as he
that-
was about
that-
to go full.
Oh my! That's when I paused it, Jessica. So when you said goodnight and I said goodnight and I turned over to my TV and said, "All right, let's watch the rest of this." I hit play and then it was just like, I was like, "Oh my god!" I screamed and it was out loud. I don't care. It was like midnight. I screamed out loud. I said, "Oh, what? Oh no!" But you know what? That pales in comparison to the final
What?
scene. Period. That moment. That
yeah.
somehow, that moment paled in comparison to the final scene that we leave season 1 on.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Somehow, I saw that coming.
Did you?
Yeah. Because I knew they were both lying. I knew it. I was like, yeah, no, there's no way you let that happen.
Let what happened?
Like, you know, when the doctor's
that
telling
seems like
him,
it'd be a
oh,
logical
well, you know, the
conclusion.
baby lived
That?
all of, 10 minutes. I'm like, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
That baby is
Oh
alive
wow,
somewhere.
you got me because
Yeah,
I saw that. I saw that as
Yeah.
entirely plausible. Like, who knows what would happen if a soup, procreated with a regular human? Could their body handle the baby? Like that seemed entirely plausible to me. He got me with that story. I was like, oh okay. I cringed internally. That's that. I mean, the scene and everything surrounding it was horrible. But
Yeah.
yeah, nope, they got me. I was outthought. But Becca though?
Like,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Insanity, hun.
That's just
You're my
bananas.
son. And we her
Bananas.
family. And I was like, oh shit.
I
I was like, oh no. Oh no.
He's a psychopath.
And now he has a son.
Just. And now he has a son.
Like, what? What's gonna? Oh god. Dear, I'm completely flabbergoosed. My geese is flabbered. Do you want to do some Gambit or?
Your geese is flabbered.
Because this has been
Yeah,
like
let's do
2
something
hours
else.
of the EAZ.
Yeah.
I'm like, does she still want to do this? Because I was ready to leave like 2 runs ago. What? I've only got 45 out of 50.
Let us go
I only
do
have
some
45
Gambit.
out of 50 chests looted. Oh my goodness. How about you? How many chests looted do you have?
Let's see.
Man, this helmet needs Jesus.
Oh, good. I did all my chests. I did 50 of those
Ugh,
damn
I only have
chests.
45. I guess I was slacking a little bit there. Alright. I'll knock that out probably off stream. That's fine. Yeah, if you want to do some Gambit, I'm down. I don't really have anything else that's EAZ
yeah,
related. I
let's
got the
go
mini
here.
bosses one. I'm almost on chess. And there's really nothing else. Aside from orbs. I had no idea you had to be wearing the full solstice armor in order to generate orbs. That's annoying.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
you
know
need
that
to be
either.
wearing the full set just to get the orbs. So, unless you have like all your orb ones done, don't start swapping stuff out for exotics just yet.
Mhm. Oh man.
All right, Han, 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Gambit, 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 Gambit. Hello.
Hi
I
there.
have returned.
Hi there. Oh, good. Just in time for Gambit.
All right, what are we bringing into Gambit today? Let's see. I need orbs. Guardians defeated with arc weapons. I wonder if that counts as invaders.
It has to. Those are Guardians,
Yeah,
technically.
All right, so I guess I'll keep the Thunder Lord out then. Yeah, I still need solar final blows, which is just straight cheeks. Maybe I should just use the sunshine.
Guardians defeated with solar weapons.
All right,
Yeah.
Mavericks.
Man,
Ready
I'm
to
just
see
gonna
what
do
you're
that in
fighting
Crucible.
today?
I'm not gonna try and do that here.
Cabal on the field.
What?
Be brave, be
Guardians with
notorious.
solar weapons.
Oh, mine is arc.
We didn't used to be all bluster and noise. Red Legion changed that.
Yep, you're right.
Transfer firing.
Ball with
Kill
some
the
bitches.
hostiles. Grab the moats,
Hey.
drop 'em in the bank.
With some
Yeah,
jets.
you know,
Hostiles incoming.
Gaul
at
was
the
just a
guard.
little bit too big for his britches, IMO. He flew too
He
close
was.
to the sun.
He did.
I was genuinely hoping I was genuinely hoping there'd be some like meta
Opening.
commentary on the religion that all the Guardians follow and as it relates to the Traveler, but we did not get that. The story kind of teases that and then never goes there. So I feel like the fact that Gaul
Yeah.
essentially believed in a false prophet was a very intriguing. The
Incoming
game doesn't
on the
really do
island.
anything with that idea or the speaker. It just kind of... The story uses that as an excuse to kill off the speaker, but doesn't really say anything about
Yeah.
that or what it meant.
No, it's just, you know, it's like, well, the speaker's dead. Keep it
Yeah,
moving.
he basically got that Admiral Akbar send-off where he just kind of dies, and then one character tells everybody else that he's dead, and then they're like, oh, well, he's dead. All right. Like, what does this mean for your religion? What does this mean about the Traveler? What is the Traveler? Why was he able to steal the you know? No.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they sounded like they wanted to play with this idea that you could somehow take the light.
I mean, he did.
And he did, but and
He became legend because clearly he read the box. He made a meta joke after stealing the light. And I have become legend. Oh, you played the first one too, huh?
yeah,
Good to know. What class were you?
Incoming at
he
the
played
gate.
the first game.
Knowing Gaul, he probably played Titan, right?
Probably.
This game has such a diverse cast of interesting characters now. I do look forward to when they expand on the story a little. You know, we've got characters like the Drifter
Yeah, me
now,
too.
and Emperor Callus. There's a lot of really compelling characters that you can tell a nice story with now. You know, like
Yeah,
we said
true.
like we said after we beat Forsaken, we lost Cade, but in the process we gained an entire cast of interesting characters. So,
Hostiles incoming at
Yeah.
the garden.
and he literally died so that everyone
I
else
mean,
could be fly.
he died. Yes! So everyone else could be fly.
It's like, wow, I actually kind of like Ikora now.
That is exactly true.
Invader on the field. Careful.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you took Zavala's rampant stoicism and turned it into a character trait, and not just bad writing.
Your ally neutralized the invader.
Neutralized the invader and deposited 10 motes. Let's go, Kimosabi!
Portals primed. Go make a mess.
Portals Prime?
Yeah.
I'm about to go and make a mess. Maybe I can get
Go
4
for
of
it,
them
yeah.
and now Feasance it up. What? I just jumped through the... Let's try that again. There we go.
Embrace the darkness. Take out those guardians.
Okay, so we got one inside the base. I'm coming for that booty, Tom.
That's
One down.
10
Nice.
seconds left.
That's 2.
2 for 1.
Do I see number 3? That's 3.
You make this look easy.
Ah.
Welcome back.
I got 3 of them.
You're
Oh.
close. Bank
I
and
did.
summon
You
that
did.
primeval.
3's not 4, but it's still 3.
Nice.
Portal is primed. Lock and load.
It's quite
You're nearly
sufficient
there.
here.
Right.
Fill the bank. Get
I
that
either
primeval up.
need to get 4
Summon
guardians
the primeval.
myself,
Kill it, and the win is
or
yours.
my teammates have to get 4 guardians at least 3 times. It's a weird way to set up the objective, but that's the way it works. You either have to do 4 yourself or be
Yeah.
on a team where someone got 4 3 times. Yes.
I see.
You can't
Okay.
just rely on somebody else.
Okay.
But still super
Invader
tough.
incoming.
The portal's back up though, so if you revive me, I can totally jump in there for some demoralizing.
One of the sticking got me.
Oh shit. We have an invader?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do.
Envoys
Uh,
now devour that
we do, yeah.
primeval.
That's perfect. That's why I'm using the Thunderlord too.
Invader down.
I got him.
Your allies
Alright,
hero.
I'm going to invade.
Shit.
This is
I
what
took a
the team
boatload of damage before that.
revel in this.
Yo, what up, Fletch? You want to contribute to my bounties?
That's one. 10 seconds left.
Y'all are hiding. I don't appreciate that at all.
He's in the middle.
No, not us.
Welcome
I
back.
meant them. Oh wow, I came back and there's invaders?
Uh.
Oh, there he is. How do you like dying?
Invader down.
Oh, good. You got him.
Yeah, he's out. Like, I just came back from invading your side. I was like, what's this mosquito on my windshield? Whoa! Hadoukens! Do it, dear. Do it. Do it. Invader.
Watch your back. Invader.
Watch your
incoming.
cheeks.
Come
Portal is
on.
primed. Lock.
How many mulligans?
You get a lot when you're on the losing side. Gambit can be like Mario Kart in that regard.
Invader down.
Got him.
You're clear.
Like where you kind of get penalized for being in first place. You get hit with the blue shell. Everybody else just starts getting blue shells when you're in first.
Yeah.
Darkness.
That's kind of what
Take out
invasions
those
and Gambit are like.
Yeah.
The enemy team will just get them.
One down.
How you like me now?
Guardian down. 2 down. 10 seconds left. Bury enough.
Oh my god, I almost had him.
Come back with a bigger gun. I'm
So mad.
recalling.
I almost had I almost
almost
had
got
it.
it.
I
We
almost
got it.
had 4. You monkeys.
Primeval's
Oh.
dead. Nice.
Nice.
Alright, time to coincidence. You know they're gonna get it, right? Gonna be like,
They're gonna get the
oh, I'm gonna stand
coincidence.
front and center.
Your team's dominating.
What?
Opposing team, pick it up.
They're not even
Train
dancing, they're all
back
just
ready.
looking like, damn it.
They're like, God
Keep
damn
your
it.
guard up, brother. Hostiles brought their heavies to the field.
Just you
Incoming on
wait.
the island.
When you get that
Oh.
dance, the servers are gonna have to shut down for maintenance. This is why I say we have the best team.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, that's nice. Thank you, whoever did that. I wish that when you picked up heavy, it would just automatically reload into your gun.
Hostiles
I remember having a
incoming.
pair of-
Guard.
You know, there's some, I have some boots that do that automatically load your
I was
gun
gonna say that.
for
I
you
think-
when you run
I was gonna
over
say
the...
that. I think the Titan has a pair of boots. You have to slide over the ammo though, in order for it to be automatically loaded. Like you can slide over any ammo box and it'll just automatically load it in. But yeah, it's usually a perk or something.
You just dropped a taken on the other side. Hope
Yeah.
you're proud. I am.
I mean, Gambit's a dirty game, my man. I can only be so proud of this stuff. Urgh. I lost moats. Thank you, Bubba Minecraft. What? Wait, what? Okay, his name is Bubba Minecraft. Sure.
Got eyes on a high-value
Bubba
target.
Minecraft.
Track it down.
Yes. Ah, crap. Ah, there's a. God damn it.
Died? I got you.
Yeah, I died. I had 6 modes.
I'm sorry.
Incoming in
Yeah,
the cave.
there was
Oh,
a
yeah, I see
blocker.
it. I'll get him. Oh, one nice thing about the Thunderlord, it fires faster the longer you hold down the trigger.
Portal's up. Go take him out. Maybe
Nice.
a blocker on its
So
way
for the
to
sake
the
of
other
taking
side.
out the thing,
I
you
like
know.
your style.
Pretty effective. Oh, goodness. Blockers everywhere. Is our portal ready? Oh, our portal is ready. Let's do it!
Should go over there and demoralize those.
This is what the Taken feel.
You know me too
Revel
well.
in this.
Guardian down.
That's one.
Nice.
It's one with 15. I'm not even going to try to get the 4. I'm just going to
10
try and get this
seconds
one.
left.
Dude. You hiding? Not anymore, you're not. Oh, I
Bringing you
almost
back.
died.
Good hunt.
They're learning, dear. They're learning. They are learning. Adapting. We can rebuild the other
You're
team.
nearly there.
We have the
Build it
technology.
back. Get that primeval.
Yes.
Maybe not in this game, but, you know, there's potential there.
Hey,
Tell them.
your team has enough
You
to
only
pull a
inherited
primeval.
the moats of dark.
So many blockers.
You know, the one person you... back up, back up, back up. I'm not a fan of taking
on the
knights.
island.
Alright, let's go.
Taken runt popping up on the enemy
Woo!
side. Good. Portal's up. Primeval's here.
Woohoo!
Kill it and win this.
Oh look, it's the standard.
Oh no, not the eyeball. Great. The malfeasance eyeball. Probably my least favorite primeval. Every so often it gets a little shield and you have to destroy the little bubbles on it. Yeah, like right now.
Yeah.
That's why it has
I
moving
see.
parts. It just has weird moving parts that just make it a bit of a pain to fight.
Envoys eliminated.
Giant
Focus
floating
on the
anus.
primeval. Invader incoming.
Guardian down.
Like nobody, no one at Bungie stopped and said, you know, this boss kind of looks like a giant sphincter. Nobody? I mean, that's what we thought the moment we saw it. We were like, wow, it looks like a giant taken anus.
Your ally neutralized the invader.
How did we see it and they didn't? Bungie is usually very, very on point with
I
their
don't know.
memes. You know, you gotta be like BioWare. BioWare tried desperately to design Anthem to be unmemeable. Yeah.
Really?
You remember when they said that because of the way Mass Effect Andromeda had been made fun of? Like one of their objectives was to make
They were like, we can't have this be.
Yeah.
On
They tried to make it as unmemeable as possible. I don't think it worked. Because at the end of the day, dear, you do not
Invader
dictate
down. You can relax.
what does and does not become a meme. That is for the public to decide.
Right. Right, you can't make that
Exactly.
choice.
Exactly. So they were already wrong. They should have put their resources somewhere else. You can't prevent memes.
They're not like forest fires.
I mean, they can be, especially when they spread. Like the Mass Effect Andromeda memes were just out of control. Not even gonna lie. I would liken them to a forest fire. A California wildfire. It's just out of control. Up. Got one of those shield things.
It's immune again?
Okay, I got it. It's back.
Okay.
They are ripping through theirs. Why? We're killing this thing. They are not gonna get ahead of us.
We're killing this thing.
There's no way. There's no way I'm taking a last second upset. Yeah.
Heck yes.
How many Guardians did I get that game? I feel like it's double digits.
I feel like
It's gotta be.
Like that every day?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't ever want to see you go
10.
to war. There'd be no one left.
wow.
They're like, yeah, he was trying. All right, that was good.
That was pretty good.
Why is Gambit so much fun? So I think
Gambit is
you
just
gotta play it with
fun.
other people though. Like when you're by yourself and you're like talking to yourself and you're just getting mad in isolation.
Yeah, no, that's not fun.
And then you can actually like talk like, hey, I'm invading. I'm like, yeah. Apparently cross save. I'm gonna have to cross check this a little bit. Apparently cross save could be hitting as early as the 21st. Yeah,
Oh,
even though Shadowkeep is
Wow.
still, coming in October. But I only read this on like 2 websites. I'm just gonna check and see like what the source is. But if it is, maybe they're trying to have time to test it out rather than just launch it in October to weird effects. So you'll be able to you'll have to sign in with your linked accounts, and then from there you pick which account is going to be the primary account, and you can select whatever like items or weapons or whatever that you want to take along with you, and then those will be your everythings, and then you can just take that save data and move from version to version. Now what that doesn't do is it does not give you the content on every platform. So even though everything up to Forsaken is going to be free, if you want to play the content beyond Forsaken on other platforms with cross save, you'd have to buy it on that other platform. So like, you can't just buy Shadowkeep on one console and have it on everything. Your save data will travel, but you'll still have to purchase the content separately. Which makes sense. Yeah, which makes sense. I'm not too mad about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have the annual pass
Okay, so
on PS4 and Xbox anyway. I don't have it on PC, but that's just because, PC is for playing Crucible at 60 FPS. I really don't need much more than that since the map's released for free. Hey. What?
This is true.
You're about to say something. What are you about to say?
Oh, but I was gonna say, do you want to call it a night, or do you want to do one more thing?
Well, let's see. What could that one more thing be? Do you want to do 47 bounties? Woo. Do you want to do a do you want to do another Gambit, or do you want to do, I don't know, like, do you have anything that's almost complete that you need to knock out, or?
Let me see.
I love it. I love that counted. Yes. I have 7 Guardians defeated with arc weapons.
Oh, yay, that counted.
Yeah, because I was shooting them with the Thunderlord. So that actually worked out. And Gambit is a really good way to get orbs, I gotta say. What'd you get?
I don't... No, you know what? I made it pretty far. I'm just not gonna get much further. Like, I gotta do... stuff on like 300 explosions, I guess, on a strike
Oh no,
playlist.
that's
I gotta
that
do.
impact that impact thing is I think that's just ability kills in general.
Hmm.
Like that's your ability
Oh,
kill.
okay. I gotta do 300.
Yeah, like remember
of
I
those.
said I was just I was running
Yeah.
around headbutting everything. Yeah, like for you,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that counts for your arc soul, or you know, like anything that uses that uses your abilities, including anything that uses your melee ability, basically works. So I think your arc soul probably might fall under that, but yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I don't think I have anything that's on the verge of being completed.
Okay.
I gotta do 200 super final blows, and I've done 20. I gotta defeat Hive. That's 300. I've got 170, so I got about halfway.
Okay.
I gotta do orbs during playlist strikes. I gotta do heroic events.
Okay, so how about we do another gambit then? Since if you're down, do you want to do one more gambit
Okay.
for the road?
Yeah, let's do
At least
one more
that'll get us
gambit.
up to 2 gambits.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sometimes I get the weirdest noises that come out when I yawn. I don't understand.
That was a yawn.
Yes. Or at least something.
It's a weird ass yawn.
You just call me weird.
Your yawn was
That was a
weird.
unique ass yawn. Thank you
It was
very
like the-
much. I am a special. I am the flower that grew through the concrete. Don't mock me.
You were gonna say snowflake.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. I thought we all collectively agreed that that's what we were going to call, the Twitterati.
The Twitterati.
Oh, crud. Did I leave my oops? I'll verb. Hold on. It'll give you time to think up your meme dance.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, cash. And get change. It's okay, it doesn't have to be right away. I'll be with you. Person is screaming at me. Screaming. Goodness. Sorry about that.
Oh, hello.
She's just excited. gotta take her to see Spider-Man tomorrow. So she's excited. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Far from home.
You know, our schedule is pretty full,
all right. Let's see
she has
what
yet to
we've
see
got.
Far From Home.
Scorn approaching.
Meanwhile, we've seen everything.
Let's be bad.
We have.
You'd think we'd have run out of
I gotta say,
scorn
is there
by
an
now.
indie or something that we're
How
slacking
are
on?
they breathing?
I hate to leave movies on the table when we've got the Alamo Pass.
We have
Ready
not
for
gone to
transplant?
see
Give me
Moose.
those moats and I'll make you rich, brother. I promise.
Remember that movie about the kid who's like
incoming at
threatening the teacher or something?
Huh. I'll have to look that up. I don't think I've heard of that one.
And then also Farewell.
The
We have not seen?
Farewell, I've heard so many good things about. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Oh, and also what is that movie? The Good Boys.
Oh, I definitely want to see that.
is coming out.
Oh, is that this weekend? Oh, I definitely
Yeah.
want to see that.
Yes, I think so.
Definitely. That looks really funny.
All right, so we can check that out.
Hostiles incoming at the burrow.
Oh, okay. You saw that dunk. I know you saw that.
I saw.
Notice me, senpai.
I know this is you.
I think we have blockers. I feel kind of paranoid, so I'm just gonna deposit these 9 motes. There's a blocker
Okay.
on the thing if you're nearby. We're all shooting at it, so it should probably be dead soon, but you know me. Okay, now there's 2 blockers.
Okay. Wow.
I love the way the goblin blocker can shield the other blockers because blockers weren't, you know, powerful enough before.
Guardian down.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna die.
yeah.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm not gonna die.
This is a weird.
Yeah, it's a
map.
Gambit Prime map, so it's it's huge. And it has a lot of hiding spots. I'm not even going to try to do the 4 Guardian thing on this map. Gambit Prime maps are just way too big for that ish. I'm kind of sad that Gambit Prime did not take off the way I thought it would. Or at least not for me, anyway. I mean, I like Gambit and I like Gambit Prime, but I didn't... It's a really hard sell when you're playing by yourself. Like, that's something you kind of want to play with teammates.
Yeah.
Especially if you have the armor. It gains an entirely new dimension when you're playing it like with friends, wearing the notorious armor set, which requires you to do the reckoning.
Invaders off the
I know.
field.
Because I was ready and willing. There were like 2 things that kind of stopped me. The way Gambit Prime is structured, and the way the reckoning was set up, which
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of at all. I'm not really a fan of doing the reckoning over and over. Even though at this point it's really easy. It was
Yeah.
too up to RNG. Like, I was trying to build out the entire collector set, and the last 4 times I'd done Gambit Prime, they gave me the damn boots. And every time you go for an armor drop, it costs like 3 of those synths. And to get more synths, you have to do Gambit Prime bounties. And it's like, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I ran
Yeah.
out of synths, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm done. I think I'm done doing this.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if you and I were doing it together, it'd be a little bit more palatable. And now that we're 750, it is easier than it was. But like when the reckoning was really hard, it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck, I can't do this. Like, I'll play it, but can't be serious about this. Not if I want to keep my sanity. Some things just are not
Yeah.
worth your brain stems.
Allies headed to the other side. Take and run popping up on the enemy side. Good. Invader incoming.
Oops.
Your allies down, but they
F
took
off my
some
map,
of it.
fool. Damn it.
Hostiles incoming at the burrow. Invader down. You're clear.
That was a waste of an invasion. I gotta
A little
admit.
bit. I mean, he did get me, so we lost 5 motes, but yeah, sometimes you
okay.
feel like a cheek, sometimes you don't. We killed each other at the same time. Bollocks.
Man, they're really hammering us.
This
with
is
these
my fault
blockers.
because I'm wearing this stupid solstice armor, and invasions are are power sensitive. Yeah, so I'm technically 731 right now. So if that invader was 750, yeah, then I kind of got beaten out by light level. It's alright. It's alright. Anybody call for a maul?
Guardian down.
Oh.
Your enemy called up a primeval. They kill
Thank you.
it. They win this. Portal's prime. Go
Oh
make
no.
it.
Got
Allies
him.
headed
Alright.
to the other side.
Alright. I wouldn't let that phase us too much. This boss is not exactly easy, so we have some time to collect notes. You know, we'll just Mario Kart it. You know, we get more Slayer because we're behind. I'll try and invade as best I can. I got 102 bullets in this
Nice.
Thunderlord. We'll see how this goes. We need to get to the next tier though, so our
Your
invader.
allies back.
Oh, nice.
2 bags
Alright.
for the more.
Yeah.
I had to shoot that thing that was shooting at you. I hate the
Thank you.
abomination. Like it just shoots lightning bolts.
Portal's
It's
not.
the
Go take 'em out.
terrible.
Your allies invaded.
Yeah, it's okay. No, don't worry. Nobody likes this
Command.
orange. They're like the red-headed stepchildren of the Destiny universe.
They really are.
You're close. Bang.
Everyone's like, what
Summon
the
that
fuck is their
primeval.
problem? Like, it's just.
Your invaders back with 2 kills.
Nice.
Almost there. Fill the bank to
I'm just gonna
a
summon.
primeval.
While the catching
Okay.
up is still good. There's no Primeval Slayer yet, so they have yet to actually hit their envoys.
Burn that primeval
Uh-oh.
to the
Never
ground.
mind.
Portal is primed.
Primeval Slayer 1 is up, boo.
Envoys in the dirt. Now kill the big guy. Invader incoming. Your allies invaded.
Making the Drifter
Man.
run out of breath. He's trying to kill me. Damn it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Wow, and he's using Outbreak Perfected. I was just thinking about that weapon. That weapon makes me wonder if Siva's going to make a
Invaders
canonical
gone. Get 'em next time.
reappearance in the story.
Reappearance.
I mean, if Bungie feels like going beyond it being an Easter egg. I guess I have to see what the lore is on it.
Portal's up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fight's over.
Oh
That
man.
was a melt.
Killed their
That was a
primeval.
melt if I've ever seen one. Alright, I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
They worked for that meal. Even though I feel like we were invading like
Your
crazy.
team
They
sucks.
did work for her.
Just kidding. Do better. Opposing teams wrecking.
I find that people have a lot of trouble syncing up with this thing. How do you do it? Do you just look at the
Back
fist?
to action. Kill something big and bank those moats.
I have to stand right next to your
Oh,
fist.
do you have to be looking at it?
And then look at it.
Because I was trying to figure out how to do it the other day too, and
Yeah.
like I couldn't figure it out. I just started teabagging in front of the dude. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. And he was just standing there with his fist out, and I felt so bad because I was just like awkwardly bumping into him. Like, I'm sorry. Boop. Oh, nice. Just electrocuting things. Like it's a thing to do.
Yep. Yep.
While
that
you're
is the thing to
grinding
do.
your feet into Aldrin's couch.
Grinding my feet on his couch. Yep.
Well, as long as you're not just doing things
Hostiles
just to do them,
incoming
okay?
at command.
I want to think you have a little more sense than that.
Yeah, I got a little. I have a little more sense than that.
Oh, 15 years later. Bless your soul, Dave. It's still funny. It's still funny 15 years later. Dave Chappelle, folks. no, I'm burning. I'm burning. Ah, I'm burning. No! Wow. I literally just got burned within an inch of my life and somehow it stopped. This thing makes me want to use the arbalest. I'm not even lying. Maybe I should use the arbalest. No, but if I use the arbalest, I have to give up the Thunderlord. Yeah, because the arbalest takes out shields like nothing, which probably really useful for these things. Oh my goodness.
Vader inbound. Hunt him.
I'm gonna lose 5 motes at this rate. That and the arbalest is a really good one-shot kill for invaders. Not for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And alright. Let's try out the arbalest then. Oh no, my arbalest is 720. Oops. Well,
Invader's gone. Get him next time.
we didn't have linear fusions in the Dark Age, but we made it work. Huh, that's cute.
Trying to deposit, but damn.
What'd I miss?
Damn. There was just like a crazy blocker hullabaloo.
Yeah, that's kind of what got me. I was like in the corner hiding from the hullabaloo, and then the invader got me.
Mm-hmm.
They were having a party though. Wow.
You're being invaded. Find them before they find you.
I mean, I'm not one to lose morale easily, but I feel like, all right.
Incoming hostiles at the ring.
Yeah.
I see where he is. He's. Oh,
Your
thank
ally
you.
neutralized the invader.
Good, because I was barely getting a shot in on the guy. He was way too far from me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trying to get this blocker off of our bank, because I don't have any motes anyway, so.
Okay.
By the arbalest. Got him. Alright, we're good.
Opposing team summoned
Jesus.
a prime evil. If they kill it, they win this. Portal's ready. Grab
Well,
your gun.
it's a good thing all you have to do is play Gambit.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, you should have seen that stream.
Right?
Oh man, like they were like, oh yeah, just first it said like you have to do 3 Crucible matches with a linked friend. It only counted like half of the matches. We had to do like 6. At first we thought we had to win because we lost one and it didn't count. So we were like, okay. Then we won the other 2 and it said we only had 2. Then we lost another one and it gave us 3 and we were like, okay. But, like,
Yeah,
all right,
that's
we did it, I
weird.
guess. Yeah, it was weird. But we did manage to do it. Which reminds me, I gotta hit up Brandon.
Your allies invaded.
Oh yeah, bring it up.
We were doing the friend quest and then we just kind of stopped. But I hear that quest is gonna expire
Yeah.
when Shadowkeep
Down
comes
and
out.
They're heading back.
I feel like Anthem maybe broke. Yeah, broke.
You know what? You're probably right. He's
Like,
like,
I
I've been
can't
playing
do
looter shooters
this.
for a while now. I just can't do this.
Portal's
Yeah.
prime. Go make a mess.
He's got loading screen
Allies
PTSD.
invading the other side.
Yep.
Is this dude's name really Team RKO?
Invaders down. They're coming back to you. Guardian down.
You know what else is
yeah.
down? Our moats.
Yeah. This is not gonna work out for us
No,
today.
but at least we can go down fighting. Hey, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Allies invading
It's a net positive because we're gaining a Gambit match anyway.
Yeah.
Hostiles incoming at command.
This map is huge. Huge.
Yeah.
It's quite bigly.
Yep, that it is.
Alright, Why are you using the flaming maul on a screeb? Because I can.
Portal's ready.
Well, at least we got keys for packages.
At least we got keys. And those things.
That is depressing. 0% primeval damage.
Yeah, well, we never saw
Yeah,
the
so-
primeval. Yeah. So that's 0%,
Whoops.
alright.
Hey, it happens. Okay, it happens. Ooh, the pillager. What is that? Is that a submachine gun? It is a submachine gun. I think I'll keep that.
Pillager.
Mhm. It's pretty cool. I'll take it.
Alright. Made it to 2 challenges, 2 gambit matches. Oh, wait. You wanna go to the tower?
Sure.
Okay.
That can be a thing. 2 gambit matches, nice orbs. Some. All right.
Mhm. Yeah.
This looks more doable the further we go. You know, it's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It's just.
It
a lot
really
of
does
stuff.
sound like a lot on paper, though. But we're getting that shirt, Bungie. You hear it? You hear me? We
Getting
are
that
getting
damn shirt.
that
I'm so glad they
shirt.
extended it.
Yeah, it's the day before my birthday. So they're like, yeah, the clock's ticking, okay?
Clock's ticking, buddy.
Can I just
Okay.
say in full how much I love... Nope, we do not occur here, okay?
You don't want to do
No.
it.
I'm not trying to bring that kind of energy into my life. No.
No.
Mm-mm. I just love the Micro Mini Sparrow.
I think it's really cute.
I just think the funniest thing about it is the way your guardian is forced to sit on it. I think that's what really clinches it. I think that's what really makes it really funny, because you can't lean forward in it, so your guardian like sits up awkwardly in it with their knees tucked in. It's just the goofiest looking thing. I'm like, we need SRL to happen now. Why? Because I need to see an entire race full of Micro Minis. It needs to happen. Don't you give me a Micro Mini Sparrow and then tell me there won't be SRL this year. That's not gonna fly. SRL has to happen this year now. Bungie, you wrote yourselves into this corner by making the Sparrow.
Hi there.
Look at all these blues.
They really did.
Look at all these weapon parts. Look at all these chickens. Ugh,
Look at all those chickens.
that kid gives me life.
Look at all those chickens.
Yep. Speaking from the
Eververse
heart.
At your service.
Yeah, see, best of year 1 Engram. Oh wow, I got a ship called Ikora's Resolve.
Really?
I smell lore. Do you smell lore, dear? Let's check it out.
Come see me again, Guardian.
We might have gotten this already. I'm not sure though.
Checking now.
Yeah, it's from Curse of Osiris.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Wow. Interesting.
Alright.
Yeah, it's called Ikora's Resolve, and it's a it's a small passage about how about the way Ikora views death, and for some reason I can't scroll through this, so I'd read it to you, but it's not letting me scroll through it anymore for some reason.
Okay.
All done.
But the basis of it is like her ghost is. Oh, okay, now it works again. Why can't I scroll back up? What's wrong with you, video game? Oh, maybe it's because I'm looking at it at the postmaster.
Thank you.
Whatever. You want me to read it to you?
Yes.
Maybe.
I don't mind.
Sure.
Let's read the thing from the beginning. I tell my younger self there will be plenty of time to settle down. For now, enjoy the ride. Ikora Ray. Excuse me. Excuse me. The Guardian gasps awake, like the breath was ripped out instead of restored. The ghost floats closer, not masking his agitation. He did it on purpose. Died on purpose. I saw. The Guardian flips a hand impatiently. So what?
Bye. Hi there.
So what? Death is waiting for us every minute of every day. If I grab it by the throat, that's no different from me tripping over it in the dark before you bring me back. You know that the difference is intent. Guardians do not seek death. They embrace it as part of their sacrifice. They sing song now. They learn from it and grow stronger. Come on. I've learned more about being a guardian out here than from any of your speakers' sermons under the Traveler. Whether or not a knight slices my throat before I die. The ghost looks hurt. Ikora, you don't. Later. We're going back to Trostland. I'm not going to grow any stronger sitting here pulling pine needles out of my face. She walks away, eyes brighter than her ghosts in the dark. He floats in place, silent, and then follows. Indeed.
Indeed.
So even early on, you know, Ikora was.
Step on up. Take a look.
But I'm still happy to
Seems like Ikora was about finding her own way, rather than taking everything at face value. That's a bit of a. It feels like a little bit of a retcon. Like, you know, because they changed her character a bit for part 2.
It does.
It makes her seem a little bit more rebellious, where previously they kind of framed her as this, you know, fastidious, by the book, you know, warlock.
Yeah.
You sound very muffled. You sound very, very muffled.
Oh, sorry. Is
Much.
that better? Okay, yeah, I mean, they did do that to her, but I never understood why. You know, because, alright, we're gonna open the game with her, you know, somehow busting out 2 Nova
I wouldn't
bombs.
say somehow. She's a beast. But yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. She's a badass. Now you're gonna be like, oh yeah, well she's actually very reserved. It's like, no, she's not.
Weird. Didn't they do that in reverse order?
Stop doing
In
that.
the first one, she was really boring. And in the second one, she's busting out Nova bombs.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm trying to say is when they opened the game, she was busting out
Second
Nova
game,
bombs,
yeah.
and then she had an existential crisis when she lost her light, because it was like, oh, you know, when I die, it's gonna be the last life I have to live. Oh man. And then they never did anything with that. It was just bad. It was just they just didn't do her character justice, I feel.
That's interesting, because I thought she had the most compelling argument out of all 3 of the characters. I thought she had the most compelling, I thought she had the most compelling dilemma, because Zavala was just like, yeah, duty and all that. And Cade was just like, I'm lost on this planet, somebody help me. Ikora was the only one having an existential crisis about losing the light. She was the only one that was like, you know, I've been alive for so long, I stopped thinking about this kind of thing. She was the only one that had like some depth to her perception of losing the light. You know, I'd argue in the first one, she had barely any character. She was basically Space Mom. She was like the counterbalance to everyone else's weird irreverence. She was just stoic and humorless. And even though she kind of played off of Cade a little bit in Taken King, there wasn't much to her character beyond that. You know, she was basically Warlock Zavala. You know, Destiny 2, and especially, you know, those opening moments did give her more character than she ever had in the first game. Not so much Zavala. I think Zavala didn't really, and I don't think Zavala really opened up until, you know, Forsaken. I think Zavala was still Zavala even at the beginning of Destiny 2. Battle stations! Yeah. I'm gonna throw up bubbles. You know.
So, I don't think Ikora. I think you're right. I think that was an interesting way to go with her. But where did they actually go?
Nowhere. That's when it's like, all right, well, you didn't really take that anywhere. But her thoughts were,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Probably the best out of the three.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't really do anything with it.
Yeah, that's
aside from ask the question.
Exactly. So.
Well, you know.
They had an interesting idea there, and then they did nothing.
I mean, she's not a playable character, and you can't exactly go on a mission with her and have a deeper understanding or conversation with her about any of that. So it's like, yeah, you know, it's really a wasted opportunity. I want them to have more missions like that, though, where, you know, some of these principal characters are going along with you on missions. I think it would do a lot for their characters, rather than just hearing them over a walkie-talkie. Like, seeing them really makes a difference. I feel like we've proven that. Proven that with Homecoming. We proved that with Forsaken's very first mission, i.e. your last mission with Cade. You know, like, there's a lot to be said about putting these people out in the field. You know, it's almost a rush, because their characters inform what they do. You know, Cade is fooling around and blowing shit up and talking about how he loves his job, and it's just nice to see that. Even the brief second you see Anna Bray is like, woo, it's Anna Bray. You know, I think you need more of that. More Nova bombs from Ikora. You know.
Do you have something for me, Guardian?
Exactly. More Nova bombs.
We'll see. I'm really excited to see what they do with Shadowkeep. And I hear that it's bigger than even Rise of Iron, so I have lots of hopes. Maybe the moon will be really compelling. You know. Eris.
Bigger than Rise of Iron? Okay.
Not that
I don't remember Rise of Iron being that big.
I was going to say, not that that's the bar I'd use. If they said bigger than Taken King, I'd be like, holy shit. But I don't know. We'll see. Rise of Iron was big. It's just that it wasn't terribly as new as the Taken King was. Like, the Dreadnought was amazing. You know, the Dreadnought was an amazing environment. It was huge. It was expansive. There was lore everywhere. It had hidden, you know, there were secrets and all that. Rise of Iron kind of just repurposed huge chunks of the Cosmodrome, and we did get the mountain. We got Fellwinter's Peak, but I think it feels too samey because it's essentially a reskin of the Cosmodrome. It's different, but it is the Cosmodrome, so it doesn't feel as big. But it was pretty big. It was okay. It wasn't small, but you know, it wasn't Taken King either. But we'll see. It's the moon, dear. It's the moon.
Right.
And the moon now has like a fortress coming out of its crust.
I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
We're gonna find out. Yeah. But I think that's
He's a bet.
All right. As the days grow closer, we'll talk more about Shadowkeep and what we expect. Also, we should talk about the about that reveal stream for the Armor 2.0 next time, because that was fun and very funny. And I hope
That
now
was
you will
fun.
never turn the chat off again, because the chat is like,
Fire is the
I feel like it completes the experience. Like, watching a Bungie reveal stream with the chat off is like watching a 3D movie without the glasses on. I mean, you can still see it, but are you really seeing all of it?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need that real-time chat
No.
where people are like, oh God, why are you playing on Mercury? Why are you playing the Mercury Strike? It's like Bungie.
And they actually chose.
It's like
the
Bungie. We're
Mercury
gonna show you
Strike.
all this new content. Also, Bungie picks Mercury Strike.
Look at her
Okay.
feet.
Yeah, if you were in the chat, I know you probably wouldn't have stopped going on about her pajamas.
The pajamas.
Had her feet on the desk.
Day. Our inventory is stocked, so
Too bad you don't work at Bungie.
Going
I can
on with
almost
her
notice you
feet.
like just being so annoyed that like you just pop in off camera, like slap her feet off the table and then just walk out of frame, and everybody would just be like, All right, so about the mods. Thanks for that, Jessica.
People, what are
Didn't
you
know you were
doing?
here today. Okay.
how's the good?
So about those
Word from
mods.
Fenchurch today.
I'm here every day.
Found something interesting.
Feet on the table. Get your feet off my map.
Yeah. Exactly. Feet all over my map.
Oh. The best vitriol in the Seven Kingdoms, I tell you. You make trolling fun.
Underway.
But I think that includes today's endless run of the European aerial zone.
Yeah, we did a lot of
We
that
did a lot of
today.
that today, but thankfully, you know, there were plenty of movies and such to talk about. Some nice rampant speculation
Mm-hmm.
to keep things. We keep
Indeed.
fresh around here, okay?
Thank the
Where
traveler
the heck
for
did you
telling
go?
Kept it fresh.
I don't.
Where am I? Oh, I'm talking to
Oh
Hawthorne.
yeah, I think I need to talk to Hawthorne too. I noticed I got my last
probably
challenge.
did.
That has to be because we did something clan like. Probably those matches we played together.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want the vibrating bird emote. Can Bungie like make that an emote? I could just hit like left on my D-pad and just start having a random seizure.
You just never quit, do you?
Hey, look at
That's
Lucas.
all.
Oh my
Woke up a
goodness.
traveler, And now half of what I hear in the
Lucas
streets
is
is
the
how
real
much you and your
MVP,
clan
okay?
are making a difference.
Had he not found
That's why I
us,
started this whole clan
Destiny
thing in
2
the
would have
first
never
place.
happened.
People are still waiting for the Vanguard.
We just would have
to
frozen
lead
to
the
death
way.
on the side of a mountain.
That's
Were it not
true.
for this bird,
Guardians like
we
you
wouldn't
are
have made it to
making
the farm.
happen. No pressure.
Why doesn't Lucas get some more respect?
I don't know. Maybe because he's a bird.
Oh, that's not a good reason at all. How dare you?
I mean, we're already comforting one feathered friend.
Who, the
See you
Colonel?
soon.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
Colonel is flightless. I mean, what if we need to deliver a message to our allies? We can't entrust the Colonel with that responsibility. He's a chicken. You send a chicken to the last city, he's coming back as a sandwich. Don't laugh, it ain't funny. You know it's true. Smash
Coming back
cut.
sandwich.
It's the last citizen removing a
Sometimes.
rotisserie chicken from his oven.
No.
It's like, oh no. No.
Checking right
I'm a
now.
big fan of the smash cut. Sorry. I think it's one of the funniest comedy beats you can infuse into any form of media. The smash cut. Oh, it's
The
hilarious.
smash cut.
Please.
Doesn't belong
No,
everywhere.
but when timed correctly, you know,
Wait.
very effective.
What was it? Come here and
Mm. Can be.
I think that's an EPL. Did you have fun? Are you still feeling the grind?
Yes. I'm feeling the grind, but we're making progress.
We're
It's
totally
not
gonna
too
make
bad.
it. You know that, right?
Come here and let me look at you.
Yeah.
There's no data like encrypted data.
Gonna get that majestic armor.
Gonna be ready for Shadowkeep.
Gonna get all them
All them
triumphs.
Maybe next week we can do
All
some
them
Gambit
triumphs.
and maybe throw some Menagerie in there, just for the sake of your chalice. You know, maybe knock out some of like
Okay.
the solar kills or solar ability kills, things like that. Maybe we can knock those out just by you know, knocking around in there.
Alright.
God's late.
All right. You wanna do that that outro that I'm so fond of, that outro that takes the internet by storm every time you do it.
The
That
outro?
You gotta say, you know what to say to the people.
Well, I think that if people wanna keep track of what we're up to, they should follow us on the Twitters and on the Instagrams and on the Facebooks and on the YouTubes and especially on Infernal Penguins podcast.
.ca.
No, .com.
Okay. What's the address for infernalpenguins.com again?
InfernalPenguins.com.
Oh, right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
You heard the lady. That concludes tonight's episode of the Expert
Schematics for this
Playlist.
not filmed.
Episode 78. Countdown to 100 is in effect. Stay tuned next time, where we talk about movies. We're gonna talk about movies next week, okay? Movies.
We're gonna talk about
And
movies.
destinies. And armor.
Alright. An armor.
Next time.
Okay. That
Oh,
sounds
it's gonna
fun.
be a hoot. It's gonna be a hoot. Okay? Yes.
Gonna be a hoot.
But until then, prime them shoulders. Stretch out them bat wings. And we are going to coincidence ourselves off the internet. Until next time. Good night, everybody.
Until next time. Good night, everybody.
Got my shoulder going. Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. You gotta stretch properly before you do that. You know, you don't want to you don't want to sprain a shoulder. Happened to my friend last week. Yo,
By
he got out of bed and immediately started coincidencing without stretching first, and oh man, now he's got like a cast on the right side of his body.
Get a little joy.
Not even just the shoulder, just the entire right side of his body locked up. You know, it was shame, but you know, it's a cautionary tale for the rest of us.